Lawrence Highway Safety Institute is taking a look at cars you don't have to steer.
Do the systems monitor your eyes to make sure they're on the road? Will they stop you automatically? Those are just some of the things Institute President David Harkey says they'll look at. The goal
is to really help consumers understand what these systems can and cannot do,
and that they aren't self-driving cars. The first report should be out this summer. Jeff Gilbert, CBS News, Detroit.
Pollution is making it harder for bees and butterflies to do their jobs. New research from the UK finds chemicals in the air are making it difficult for insects to sniff out aromatic flowers, interfering with the pollination process. They say it's preventing many plants from making seeds and reproducing. A UN agency estimates at least 70% of all crops rely on insect pollination. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
Why do more people turn to SunSouth for quality John Deere equipment? Our customers say it best.
The reason I'm a SunSouth customer is because of their customer service and because of their sales staff.
The local service is outstanding.
When I think of SunSouth, I think of partners.
Right now at SunSouth, get 0% financing for 72 months on select John Deere equipment. SunSouth, equipment for those that do.
Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details. Offer expires January 31st, 2022.
Ben here with Just Blinds in Property. Thank you for selecting Just Blinds as the best, the #1 choice for blinds, shutters, and drapes in Central Alabama as part of this year's Community Choice Award. Just Blinds has been delivering on our family's commitment to provide quality window treatments at affordable prices and to deliver the absolute best in customer service before, during, and after the sale for over 35 years. On behalf of our entire family, we want to say a sincere and heartfelt thank you for your business and support.
If your family depends on your income and something happened to you, what would happen to them? You need life insurance, and SelectQuote can help you get it at a price you can afford. Perfect health, don't worry.
SelectQuote found Tanya, 40, who has type 2 diabetes, a 10-year, $500,000 policy for only $32 a month.
We shop companies like Protective, Prudential, American General, and others to find you the company with the best rates. Give your family the security they need at a price you can afford. For your free quote, call 1-800-885-8811. That's 1-800-885-8811.
And add to the
SelectQuote.com.
Okay, I know that. I'll never get done that. No matter how old you are.
You save.
Get full details on the example policies at selectquote.com/commercials. Your premium could vary depending on your health, issuing company, and other factors. Not available in all states.
Tallahassee Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. They're making it easy to start the new year with a bang. If you're the Start Something New sales event, save big on your new ride. The all-new Wagoneer is here, ready for your family. And the next ride, shop online. They're available via chat, text, and phone. Will help you and will deliver your vehicle right to your front door. TallahasseeAutomotive.com, where your safety and satisfaction are guaranteed. Improved Cravers Financing, Financial Capital, Dealers, Atos, Factory, Civics, and Dealer details.
Join Mark Patrick seminars to lose the weight or stop smoking guaranteed. Only $49.99. Saturday, January 22nd at the Hilton Garden Inn Hotel in Montgomery, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Registration begins at 10:30 a.m. Stop smoking seminar starts at 2 p.m. Registration starts at 1:30 p.m.
The market is constantly changing. The Marketplace Minute keeps you up to date 1 minute at a time. Before your morning exercise.
Alexa, play Marketplace Minute. All operators filed for bankruptcy.
While organizing your receipts.
Hey Siri, play Marketplace Minute. Has been spending more on hiring.
During your afternoon snack.
Hey Google, play the Marketplace Minute. Upward swings in indices from Europe and Asia.
The Marketplace Minute, a podcast and smart speaker briefing updated 3 times daily. Ask your smart speaker to play the Marketplace Minute. Listen wherever you get your podcasts.
Telling it like it really is. It's the Dan Bongino Show, weekdays from 11 to 2 on News Radio 1440.
Here we go.
Your WSFA First Alert Weather Forecast on News Radio 1440.
This report is sponsored by Jackson Hewitt. Get your biggest refund guaranteed. Jackson Hewitt Tax Pros will help find thousands worth of new tax credits so you get every dollar you deserve. So why wait? Schedule an appointment with one of their tax pros and learn more at jacksonhewitt.com.
Rain this morning becoming lighter and scattered as we head toward lunchtime and into the early afternoon. Some rain showers could linger into the early afternoon, especially south of Montgomery. Otherwise, it stays overcast, gloomy, and dreary today with temperatures in the 50s this morning, falling into the 40s throughout the day. It will be a little breezy as well. Tonight, we're down into the low 30s. Can't rule out a shower, but a lot of us are dry. Cloudy again tomorrow, 40s for highs, a slight chance of a shower south. That's your first alert forecast. I'm meteorologist Tyler Seabury for News Radio 1440.
Montgomery Skywatch traffic brought to you by Brubaker Motors. It's better at Brubaker on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, Montgomery. Wet, slippery roadways out there this Thursday morning, already causing problems. South Boulevard in front of Baptist Hospital, the 3900 block of Highway 31 in front of Dollar General, 65 northbound at the Cusana exit, and Highway 21, Alabama Highway 21 at Lowndes County, Wilcox County line. Look for a wreck there. It's all fun at Festival Plaza. Stop by Bougie Nails and Spa, share experience, Winger Sports Grill, and more. Festival Plaza, Taylor and Vaughn, another great McClinton and Company development. Buckle up, it's the law. For Montgomery Skywatch traffic, this is Major Delay.
Selecting the best choice for tires can be confusing with all the brands and options available. Trust the #1 rated tire pros in Montgomery at Chico's Auto Pros for your tire needs.
Good morning, I'm Jasmine Williams with WSFA 12 News. Here's what's happening this Thursday. Starting with the latest pandemic news this morning, the latest COVID-19 surge continues and the state of Alabama is running out of ICU beds. At last check, according to data, only 7.3% of ICU beds remain available. Officials believe the real problem is not bed availability, it is staff availability. Violence continues in the capital city after a shooting happened Wednesday in broad daylight at the Walmart on Chantilly Parkway. Montgomery police say a woman was shot around 4:30 Wednesday afternoon. Her injuries are life-threatening. The first day of the special session is in the books. Lawmakers are focusing on what to do with the remaining funds from the American Rescue Plan. Leaders spent much of the day hearing from different state agencies explaining why they need the money. I'm Jasmine Williams with WSFA 12 News, and these are your morning headlines.
If your family depends on your income and something happened to you, what would happen to them? You need life insurance, and SelectQuote can help you get it at a price you can afford.
SelectQuote found Jacob, 40, who's in excellent health, a 10-year, $500,000 policy for only $19 a month.
Not in perfect health? Don't worry.
SelectQuote found Tanya, 40, who has type 2 diabetes, a 10-year, $500,000 policy for only $32 a month.
We shop companies like Protective, Prudential, American General, and others to find you the company with the best rates. Give your family the security they need at a price you can afford.
For your free quote, call 1-800-885-8811. That's 1-800-885-8811. Or go to SelectQuote.com. That's 1-800-885-8811.
SelectQuote. We shop, you save.
Get full details on the example policies at selectquote.com/commercials. Your premium could vary depending on your health, issuing company, and other factors. Not available in all states.
Katie Britt is a Christian conservative and an Alabama First business leader running for the United States Senate to save the American dream from Joe Biden's socialist agenda. Katie Britt will bring fresh blood and new energy to Washington and fight tirelessly for our conservative Alabama values. Here's Katie Britt.
My faith and relationship with the Lord guide my everyday life. Being pro-life and pro-Second Amendment doesn't make me radical. It makes me American. We have to show strength at the border, and what we are showing as a country right now is total weakness. It is so important that we protect our nation's borders. We are a nation of laws, not a nation of lawlessness. We need somebody that knows how to fight for Alabama, that believes in Alabama.
And of course, that would be you.
Britt will fight for our Christian conservative
Won't come up here.
For
That'd be
Alabama
her.
first, and never apologize for it.
I'm Katie Britt, and I approve this message.
Faithful by Britt for
Won't call
Alabama.
me back, but they'll,
Hi, this is Tom Latham with Penny Earning Concrete Technologies. For years, you've heard me talking about our concrete projects, from stamped and patterned concrete to foundations for commercial manufacturing, driveways to
They won't call a brother back
Even
for
heavily
nothing.
invested in polished
Nothing.
concrete, durable and inexpensive
That's right,
long-term service.
They scared of
What
it.
you may not know is we have
Amen.
equipment for clearing lots for construction.
Amen,
clearing
Adam,
and ridding land of scrub and underbrush. We cut roads, clear fence lines, clear pond dams, and pretty much any application.
Anybody hear from Katie Britt? Tell them I'm looking for her.
Can grind underbrush into shreds.
Maybe they don't want to get up this early. Maybe that's what it is.
Equipment is minimally invasive, not disturbing and upturning your property where additional grading might be necessary. To clean or clear your property, call Penny Earned at 334-284-9292 and let us transform your overgrown property into a manageable and productive one. Check us out on Facebook at Transformers or call 334-284-9292.
Join Mark Patrick seminars to lose the weight or stop smoking, guaranteed for only $49.99. Saturday, January 22nd at the Hilton Garden Inn Hotel in Montgomery, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Registration begins at 10:30 a.m. Stop smoking seminar starts at 2 p.m. Registration starts at 1:30 p.m.
Really fun. You can hear Rick and Bubba on News Radio 1440. Depend on it. Times you need to reset. Refocus on your day. The moment where you take a deep breath and change the focus from the problem to the problem solver. This is Decisions with Kevin Elkins.
Woo! Another day, great day to be alive.
And good morning, Montgomery, Alabama. It is time once again to rise and shine. It's another day that the Lord has made. It was not promised. It was not guaranteed. Yet again, here it is. It is January the 20th, 2022 AD. It is time for our daily bread. Our daily bread, today's lesson is love of learning. Our scripture insight today comes from Proverbs 1:1-7. Proverbs 1:5 says, let the wise listen and add to their learning. Say that one more time. Let the wise listen and add to their learning. We all can learn something, no matter how wise we think we are. And again, it is January the 20th day of January, 2022 AD. It is a day that has never been. And just like all the other days of old, it is a day that shall never, ever come again. It is a once in a lifetime deal. And once it's gone, you don't get a do-over. You don't get to summon it from the past. You don't get to come back and do all the things you should have done. More importantly, you don't get a chance to come back and undo the things that you do. So whatever it is that you do this day, January the 20th, make sure you do what you can while you can, as long as you can, until you can't. It is like I say every morning, if you lived a while on God's green earth, you've seen, you've heard many, many yesterdays. And if we are blessed and given the grace of God and a lot of mercy thrown in, we may, I'm not sure, we may see some tomorrows. But if tomorrow should never be, then it is this day that is the first day of the rest of your life. What are you going to do with it? Well, whatever you do, reach back and help somebody else along the way. Benjamin Elijah Bates says, and I say it every morning because it's true, whatever we do, we should do it so well that no man living, no man dead, and no man yet to be born can do it any better. And I say if that is the standard by which you live your life, you shall always be successful. Oh, you'll fail at a thing or two. Being successful doesn't mean you don't fail. It means if you do fail, you keep going. Like somebody once said, it's not how many times you get knocked down that makes you a man. It's how many times you get up. So get back up one more time, then you go down. You'll always be successful. And no matter what happens this day, remember this, it is a great day to be alive. Good morning, Montgomery. Love of learning. That is our daily bread for this day, January the 20th, 2022. Good morning to you.
Welcome to today's encouragement from Our Daily Bread. Today's reading, titled Love of Learning, was written by Cindy Hess Casper. When asked how he became a journalist, a man shared the story of his mother's dedication to his pursuit of education. While traveling on the subway each day, she collected newspapers left behind on seats and gave them to him. While he especially enjoyed reading about sports, the papers also introduced him to knowledge about the world, which ultimately opened his mind to a vast range of interests. Children are wired with natural curiosity and a love for learning, so introducing them to the scriptures at an early age is of great value. They become intrigued by God's extraordinary promises and exciting stories of biblical heroes. As their knowledge deepens, they can begin to comprehend the consequences of sin, their need of repentance, and the joy found in trusting God. The first chapter of Proverbs, for instance, is a great introduction to the benefits of wisdom. Nuggets of wisdom found here shine a light of understanding on real-life situations. Developing a love of learning, especially about spiritual truths, helps us to grow stronger in our faith, and those who have walked in faith for decades can continue to pursue knowledge of God throughout their life. Proverbs chapter 1, verse 5 advises, "Let the wise listen and add to their learning." God will never stop teaching us if we're willing to open our heart and mind to His guidance and instruction. Today's Our Daily Bread devotional scripture reading is from Proverbs chapter 1, verses 1 through 7. The Proverbs of Solomon, son of David, king of Israel, for gaining wisdom and instruction, for understanding words of insight, for receiving instruction in prudent behavior, doing what is right and just and fair, for giving prudence to those who are simple, knowledge and discretion to the young. Let the wise listen and add to their learning, and let the discerning get guidance. For understanding proverbs and parables, the sayings and riddles of the wise. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction. Let's pray. Father, we thank you for the scriptures and the way that you use them to lead us through the guidance of your Spirit. Please continue to open our hearts and our minds to grow in knowledge and wisdom as we read and apply your word to what we know in our lives. Thank you, Lord. It's in Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Thanks for listening. My name is Rochelle Traub, and today's encouragement was provided by Our Daily Bread Ministries.
Good morning. Good morning. Okay, let's do it. Okay, what you waiting on? It's time to get up, time to rise and shine, time to get together. But the first thing you do when you get out of bed this morning, if you didn't do it, smack yourself. Thank God for another day, because it certainly did not have to be. All right, then. Now, let us get our cup of coffee and whatever the thing we have to do to get ourselves going in the morning, and let's get moving. Let's get moving. And now we pay homage to all of our armed forces of these United States, and to our local heroes, our police department, who catch hell on both ends. we get in that one these days. Our fire department. Good morning to Mr. Mayor. Mr. Mayor, you may have to, make a speech or something like that. This shooting thing's getting out of control. I know it's not you. I know it ain't you. But I believe that we need some public confidence bestowed upon us by the office of the mayor. Y'all need to come out and say something. I mean, we hiding from it, don't do it, no good. Okay, I'm just saying you might want to come out and you boys might want to get together and say something. I don't know what you're gonna say. I don't know. But something. Make a brother not want to move. Oh, let me continue with this. And as we pay homage to the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, and Coast Guard. Hey, listen, some of y'all, if Biden, everybody gets their way, if the Russians go into Ukraine, some of y'all might get a chance to go out shooting somebody or shoot some folks, okay? But on the case is they're going to shoot back. I'm just saying. I don't know why Democrats always want to start wars. They start wars and then they protest the war. I don't get it. And good morning, Maxwell and Gunner Air Force Base, and to the Alabama National Guard, since this is the headquarters, since our armored guy and our audit. Good morning to all you guys. It's time to get up, time to rise and shine. I know the Air Force don't believe in getting up before 8, but sometimes you just got to do it. Y'all need to start practicing. Biden's in the White House. I'm just saying. You never know what's going to happen. And how come I haven't been invited to look at what's that bird? That's a new bird, the F-35. Why isn't the head muckety mucks out there on Maxwell invited Elkins, the only military man that's on the radio? How come I haven't been given a shot at looking at it? Come on now. Or at least bring back the 141. Army, Navy, Coast Guard, Air Force, Iraq, Jarhead. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, I'm still waiting for I'm still waiting for somebody to show up at the studio one day and say, Elkins, we need you. Yeah, you got to get to Fort Benning quick. I said, okay, I'll go down there. I'll go pack my jump boots are still shining in the closet. Uniform still fit, so we good. I get it, but as long as I can be in the rear with the gear, I'm good. I like to be the reserve. Okay, I'm something like that. Me and old schools around here, all these old guys right here in their 60s. We'll go down there and do something. But there's only one thing. I like to have an extra stripe on my uniform. Maybe I think I got enough experience now to get a bar. I mean, make me a lieutenant. Okay, no, don't make me a lieutenant. No, that's okay. I'd rather be a sergeant than a lieutenant. Okay. So anyway, I think so if the stuff hits the fan, and I got to go home and grab the boots, grab the uniform, grab my M16. Okay, I don't have an M16. Okay, I forgot I'm in the marshal service upstairs, but they may be listening. Next thing I know, I'll go home, they read the house. Okay, now don't have one to set in the home. Although I do like it, but I don't like them say. I don't know what they call these weapons these guys use now, but I love the way they look. They got the little scope thing on them. I've been watching SEAL Team too much. That's what it is. I'm watching SEAL Team just a little bit too much. Okay, but I need one of them, and they're like, I don't know what they call them. They're not, are the M4s? I don't know what they don't have, they're not as long as the M16 used to be. I don't know if the M16 is still, that they even still got. I don't know, but I love that little weapon right there. I got a friend who got one of those, I forgot exactly what they call it. I like Kalashnikov too, though. But Kalashnikov too long, too big. I think we got the market on the weapons now. I mean, we may not be good as a nation at many things, but we are certainly good at inventing weapons to kill people with. And sometimes there are some people, you might need to get rid of. But I'm just saying we might need to perfect our management skills of people. Anyway, good morning to you. Hope this day finds you well. Again, it is the 20th day of January. A year ago today, a year ago today, we had a little protest in Washington. Okay, now I'm not going to call it sedition, insurrection. We had a little protest up there, got out of hand. It got out of hand. I'm with you. Listen, I'm not. It was not one of our proudest days. I put it to you that way. It wasn't one of our proudest days, but I understood their anger. I understood why they were upset, why they was mad. I got it. Okay, every court you go to, throw your stuff out. We voting for 1 month for the president of the United States, and the Constitution of these United States tells us exactly when the presidential election is. But for some reason, all in the name of COVID, we changed the rules. We put people in charge. I mean, we just did all kind of things. We was voting every week, every Sunday, every Saturday, standing outside. Now, and their thing was, now here's what's their thing, and I know there are going to be people disagree with me. That's fine. Their thing was, we didn't want people standing in line with an opportunity to catch COVID. Okay, so you don't stand in line on election day, but you stood in line for a month before election day. Okay, I don't get that. I don't really get that part. Yeah. But anyway, we'll just leave that alone. And I'm just saying we had a little disagreement last year about this time. But we worked it out. I mean, we kind of working it out a little bit, now. But I'm still not going to say now, even though I am tempted to, but to be intellectually honest here, I'm still not going to say that he stole the election. The Republicans gave him the election by sitting at home. Democrats voting all over America, all over the place, voting from the House, voting from the nursing home, voting by mail, even voting online. They came up with their own line thing and got all these votes in there. And y'all sitting at home telling me, I'm gonna wait till election day. Okay. Now, one thing I will admit. Now, nobody stopped Republicans from voting those other days. Nobody stopped them. Nobody did. Nobody stopped them. They could have went out and voted too, but they didn't, because they are narcissists sometimes, and and pompous. Well, we're going to wait till the November the whatever it is, November the 2nd or whenever it was to vote. We're going to wait. See, we're going, because we're going to do it the proper way. You can get your butt waxed, okay? But I'm not going to say stole it, but I am going to say they manipulated the race. I am going to say that. I'm not going to say they stole it, because again, everybody had an opportunity to go vote early, okay? So, but we saw things done in this last presidential election that we've never seen in the history of our country. I mean, we saw people voting at midnight. In Georgia, 2 weeks ago, here comes a report that says, there were people ballot harvesting. There were people doing that, bringing ballot up at 12 o'clock midnight, baby. We don't know where they came from. We don't know who really filled them out. But somehow I got a hinkling that if you go and look at some of the graveyards, you'll see some of the same people on those markers that you see on them ballots. Hey, you got to do what you got to do. I'm with you. I'm with you on that. Okay? You got to do what you got to do. Okay, I'm with you. Okay, what time is it? Okay. Who's calling me this early in the morning? Who is this? Okay, guess you got good. All right. Anyway, so let us. Anything else we got? Meant to talk about him. John Bowman's coming at 7 from Hope Inspired Ministries. We're going to talk a little bit here, going to give an hour, and we're going to talk a little bit about that. But then we're going to get back into, the violence. Here's the question I have to ask. Are we as a city, and it's not just Montgomery, it's all across this country. But I will ask this one question, and I think somebody needs to be awfully honest with us. I will ask this one question. And let's see if we as a city, as a country, can be honest. Because honesty is it's a pretty important thing most of the time. Now, sometimes it don't pay to be honest, but you still should be, I guess. But let's ask ourselves this question. Let me have a cup of my cider first. It's gonna be a tough one. Nothing like good hot cider. Can we be honest? That's the question. Can we be honest? Okay, that's the question. So if we were honest, I'm just saying, if we were honest and if we did our due diligence to look at the ingredients that have gone into some of the areas where all of this, even in Montgomery, or where all this violence is coming about. Matter of fact, I just got a story before we got on today. There's a preacher in Chicago. We call it Chi-Town or Chirac, whichever way you want to call it. 5 kids in less than 24 hours shot. 5 of them. 13, 15, 11, and another 16-year-old. And again, there's a preacher, and I'm going to see if I can call up there and get him on there. There's a preacher who's sitting on top of his roof of his church, calling out, it is frigid, it is cold in Chi-Town right now. But he up there asking the question, where is Black Lives Matter? Where is the NAACP? Where is a lot of things going on in this way? Now, but let us be honest here. Now, let us be honest. 98% of all the cities in America where this kind of carnage is going on is ran by the party of Democratic administration. So now listen, again, I'm not calling, the whole party crazy. But why is that significant? Now, why is that significant that 98% of the city where the carnage, not 100%, but we get some crazy white people too, every once in a while, they break down and something happened to them. But in our cities, it has become such an everyday occurrence until we don't even, when we hear it, it goes in the back of the recess of our mind and we keep on moving. We don't even worry about it anymore. We just thank God that it wasn't us who got shot and killed yesterday. Somebody sent me the video of the young lady who got shot, and I watched it in horror. In horror. Young lady getting shot out in East Chase. Now, here's a question that I have to ask our city leaders. They probably sleep right now because they had a rough day yesterday. Why can't they come out and do a press conference? Okay, yeah. And if we got to do one every week, Mayor, I'm getting on you too. Now you need to stay out of Chicago. Okay, I know you ain't going to Chicago, they're shooting folks over there. You need to stay out of Washington, D.C. You need to concentrate 100% of your efforts on Montgomery. We love you, but come on, bro. You got to stay in town. You got to stay in Montgomery. Ain't nothing you can do up there in Washington, D.C. Okay, we got the Pentagon that's not that far away. We got the FBI, the CEA, the NSA, and they still killing each other. So we got more folks in D.C. carrying guns than the Army does. and we can't stop them, but we may. If our city council, our mayor, our county commission, we need a joint press conference, and we need a stiff, no tolerance pursuit. And I'm even going to say, yeah, it may be time to bring back the roadblock. God, I hate to say that, because that goes against who we are as a nation. But sometimes I'm going to tell you what William Halsey Jr. once said, and I believe what he said then, and I believe it today. There's no such thing as extraordinary people. There are ordinary people who do extraordinary things in extraordinary circumstances. I believe, now I'm not saying, I believe we are living in extraordinary circumstances. When you can't go a day without getting somebody shot. But again, I'm just saying, why is it that 98% of the cities in America where this kind of carnage is going on is ran by Democrats? I'm just asking the question. I'm not pointing the finger. And here's another thing that we don't really think about. You know, the white community has always had guns. I mean, really, carrying a gun ain't no big thing. But why is it that they don't go around shooting somebody every day? I will admit to you, sometimes they shoot everybody in one day. I'm with you. But for the percent of the population that we are, 13%, actually we're less than that now. We're about 12% of the population. Black folks are. So what is the problem? Okay, what is the problem? Can somebody please tell me what the problem is? Because I need to know. I read, why is it that 98% of these cities are ran by Democrats? I say something in the milk is not clean. And the milk is a philosophy. I've never heard, and every time I turn around, whether it comes to school systems, whether it comes to we got kids that are poor. Listen, I was poor, and I'm not rich now. I mean, I can put a couple nickels together and buy what I want, but I'm not rich. So we have spent the last 30 years, 40 years maybe, making excuses for the lack of excellence that our kids are attaining in school, making excuses. And now we are getting our just desert. Okay, I'm just saying, Anyway, let me go, and I'll be back in a minute here with lessons of life. Well, we need some lessons of life right now.
Sponsored by Blinds. Do you need new blinds or shades? Blindster.com offers custom-made blinds, shades, and shutters shipped directly to you at prices less than big box retailers. Blindster blinds are easy to install and guaranteed to fit. Don't overpay for new blinds. Blindster.com. Rain this morning becoming lighter and scattered as we head toward lunchtime and into the early afternoon. Some rain showers could linger into the early afternoon, especially south of Montgomery. Otherwise, it stays overcast, gloomy, and dreary today with temperatures in the 50s this morning, falling into the 40s throughout the day. It will be a little breezy as well. Tonight, we're down into the low 30s. Can't rule out a shower, but a lot of us are dry. Cloudy again tomorrow, 40s for highs, a slight chance of a shower south. First weather forecast, I'm meteorologist Tyler Seabury for News Radio 1440.
Montgomery Skywatch traffic, brought to you by Brubaker Motors. It's better at Brubaker on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, Montgomery. Got a couple of things going on. First of all, it's wet and rainy, so please use caution. Leave early.
How many of the states are ran by Republican governors? It's the city that's the problem. It's not the governor. It is the city.
Northbound at the Brusada exit. 3900 block of
I don't think there's nobody in the governor's office that's shooting out of shooting out the window.
Reinhardt Used Car
You
Supercenter
can't
is
read me
looking
right
70 Toyota Camrys and Corollas right now in all colors and trims, from base models to top of the line.
We need to talk about the red meat.
On the East Boulevard.
So we got some issues.
Montgomery Skywatch traffic, this is major delay.
Selecting the best choice for tires can be confusing with all the brands and options available. Trust the
We got some issues.
Chico's Auto Pros for your tire needs.
Now that we're getting back to normal, let's get our kids.
We got some difficult days ahead.
Too. Whether you can tutor, mentor, or just have a little time to serve in your community, GetReadySet.org can match you up with a student in your community that suits your talents and time.
Get more information about Ready, Set, and Project Shine on our website, newsradio1440.com.
Hey, this is Lisa Stofan. Heard the Mark Patrick weight loss hypnosis hype? Well, I attended because my father stopped smoking with hypnosis. Hypnosis eliminated my desire for soda and fast food, made me want to exercise, and I lost 60 pounds in 6 months. My energy level exploded. I went to another session to deal with some other problem foods, and I lost another 10 pounds. In fact, I brought my husband. He lost weight. More important, cholesterol and blood pressure improved. My friend went, and she lost 20 pounds in the first 2 months. So does Mark Patrick hypnosis work? Oh yeah, it works. Nothing has changed my life more. Well, except maybe my husband. He's so proud of me. Makes me cry.
Oh my, that's touching. What are you waiting for? Join Mark Patrick seminars and lose weight or stop smoking guaranteed for only $49.99. That's right. Weight loss seminar Saturday, January 22nd at the Hilton Garden Inn Hotel in Montgomery. Time is 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Registration begins at 10:30 a.m. Stop smoking seminar starts at 2 p.m. Registration starts at 1:30.
See website for details on our 2-month subscription offer. Guys, eat great and lose weight with Nutrisystem for Men. Get our new premium meals with up to 30 grams of protein. They're big and filling and taste delicious. Plus, try our new restaurant faves that taste like your favorite restaurant portion with half the calories. Beef and bean burritos, toasted ravioli, sesame beef and broccoli. Easy to prepare and made in minutes. The secret? Advanced nutritional science that helps keep your blood sugar levels steady and you losing weight. With Nutrisystem for Men, you get your breakfasts, lunches, dinners, and snacks all delivered right to your door. Just go to Nutrisystem.com/fast right now and get 50% off. You heard me right. Go to Nutrisystem.com/fast right now and get 50% off all plans. Don't wait. This special offer will not last long. Just go to Nutrisystem.com/fast right now and get 50% off. Go to Nutrisystem.com/fast.
Do you need cash? How about an equity loan on your home, mobile home, land, or even automobile? Mortgage Corporation of the South. We've been serving Central Alabama for well over 25 years, and we've helped folks cash in on the equity in their homes, mobile homes, land, and automobiles. The cash can be used for anything you want. And the great thing, your credit does not have to be perfect in order to be approved. That's right. If you've had a prior bankruptcy or slow payment, if you have equity in your home, that is your equity. You've built it up. You've paid for it, and it's your.
So what do you call a slow payment?
So get the cash you need. Use
I'm not
the money
sure.
for whatever you want. Now, let's shift gears for a second. If you have perfect credit, we have some of the lowest rates that you'll find anywhere for refinances and home purchases. And the best thing, we offer 1-hour loan approvals. That's right, 1-hour loan approvals. Call us at 567-9000 or ECSloans.com.
If your family depends on your income and something happened to you, what would happen to them? You need life insurance, and SelectQuote can help you get it at a price you can afford.
SelectQuote found Jacob, 40, who's in excellent health, a 10-year, $500,000 policy for only $19 a month.
Not in perfect health? Don't worry.
SelectQuote found Tanya, 40, who has type 2 diabetes, a 10-year, $500,000 policy for only $32 a month.
We shop companies like Protective, Prudential, American General, and others to find you the company with the best rates. Give your family the security they need at a price you can afford.
For your free quote, call 1-800-885-8811. That's 1-800-885-8811. Or go to SelectQuote.com. That's 1-800-885-8811.
SelectQuote. We shop, you save.
Get full details on the example policies at selectquote.com/commercials. Your premium could vary depending on your health, issuing company, and other factors. Not available in all states.
He is the voice of the conservative millennial, the Ben Shapiro Show.
They're not going to be willing to keep the government shut down.
Today at 3 p.m. on News Radio 1440.
Oh, we take the pain away. Takes the pain away. So when I miss you, I start
Say it to me, woman. Say it. And I'm on. That I moan. When they can't sing, sometimes you just gotta moan. When it so hurts so deep inside, can't come up with the words. You just gotta moan. Oh yeah. Everybody, if you haven't had a day like that, you will. Anyway, oh yeah. And I'm on. Yeah, if you ain't had a day like that yet, you will. Anyway, good morning to you. It is time for the lessons of life. You know what that means? Things you learn strictly by living. Nobody can tell you about it. Well, they can tell you about it, but you won't learn it until you go through it. Okay, but first, the word of the day. Now, the word of the day fits our current president. Okay, not just him, other people too. And I must admit, every once in a while, it may even fit me if I've had a rough day. Okay, it may fit me. But the word of the day is non sequitur. Now, I know you guys don't know what that means, but I will tell you this much. A non sequitur. Now, if you see this on an evaluation that your boss giving you, yeah, you need to do some brush up. Okay, you need to work on your delivery. Okay, your oratory is in crisis. Okay, non sequitur mean it is a statement. But I wasn't going to ask you guys what this means, because I know hardly nobody knows. I didn't know until last night. A non sequitur is a statement that either does not logically follow from or is not clearly related to what was previously said. That reminds me of Joe Biden all day long, such as, well, we don't really have anything to do. His first thing he does when he comes in office is cut 1,500 jobs from working on the pipeline, and then turn around and then he says, I want to help people gain full employment. That is a non sequitur. Okay, it is a statement does not logically follow from or is not clearly related to what was previously said. You can't tell people on one hand, I'm looking out for you, and then on the other hand, make them lose their jobs. Okay, so now that you know what it is. Now, the lesson of life today is something that it's difficult. We don't want our kids today to go through anything rough. We don't want them to have a rough time having, because, daddy wasn't there, somebody wasn't there. There's always an excuse for somebody not being there for failure. There's always an excuse for it. Okay? But ask Nick Saban. I didn't like the fact that Nick Saban got in on that, but has his right as a citizen. I didn't like the fact that Nick Saban got in on this whole fight about the filibuster. Most people don't know what a filibuster is. But he got into it. But he did say he wasn't for getting rid of it, but he wasn't for the voting rights thing. I'm still waiting for somebody to tell me where's the impediment to voting in America today. I'm just trying to feel. I want a clear and concise example of voting impediments. Let's move on. But here's a lesson that most of us have learned through our living. What comes easy most of the time won't last long. But what is hard and doesn't come so easy, most of the time, it lasts a lifetime. So just because it's easy, don't mean it's going to last. I'm just trying to tell you that, okay? Okay? So what come easy won't last long. What lasts long didn't come easy. Now let's move on. It is January the 20th. It was January the 20th, 2017. Donald Trump was sworn in as the 45th president of the United States, pledging empathy to empower America's forgotten men and women, which he did. Protesters registered their rage against the new president in a chaotic confrontation with police just blocked from the inaugural parade. That they did too. Yeah, protest. That's right. It was a protest. 1649, King Charles of England went on trial accused of high treason. He was found guilty and executed by the end of the month. 1887, the U.S. Senate approved an agreement to lease Pearl Harbor in Hawaii as a naval base. 1937, President Franklin Delano Roosevelt became the first chief executive to be inaugurated on the January the 20th rather than what it used to be March the 4th. In 1942, on this date, Nazi officials held up the notorious Wannsee Conference, or Wannsee Conference, whatever you want to call it, during which they arrived at their final solution. They called for the extermination of all the Jews in Europe. In 1953, Dwight D. Eisenhower took the oath of office as president of the United States. Richard Nixon was sworn in as vice president. There was 1964 on this day, Capitol Records released the album Meet the Beatles. Never had figured out what Meet the Beatles means so good anyway, because I couldn't stand it. 1981, Iran, okay, I can't tell you the story about, I can't tell you the story because you don't want to hear. In 1981, Iran released 52 Americans it had held hostage for 444 days, okay, minutes after the presidency had passed from Jimmy Carter to Ronald Reagan. And there I was, sitting in Fort Lewis with my pager on me, waiting to go. That's right, waiting to go. Okay, waiting to go, ready to go. With the Rangers at that particular time, we were finna go open up a can of whoop ass on somebody up there. However, word came down, that if anybody went, be the 82nd Airborne because they're more expendable. Now, I don't know if I'd want to be in the 82nd Airborne if I knew that the heads up, that the head shed up there thought we were more expendable. Hey, so be it. But when Reagan took office, they knew old Ronnie wasn't going to play. Ronnie was going to come send us, and we was going to bring them boys home, or we were going to leave a lot of folks on the ground. I'm just saying. And they let them go. You doggone straight they did. All right, moving right along. Other things. 1986, United States observed the first federal holiday to honor slain civil rights leader Martin Luther King Jr. 1989, except a couple of states. 1989, George H.W. Bush was sworn in as the 41st president of the United States. Dan Quayle was sworn in as vice president. 1994, Sharon Faulkner became the first woman to attend classes at the Citadel in South Carolina. Now, Faulkner joined the Cadet Corps in August 1995 under court order, but soon dropped out, citing isolation and stress of the legal battle. She didn't have what it takes. She did not have what it takes to hang in there, so she quit. Quitting is never an option. Giving out is, but quitting isn't. Now, in 2001, George Walker Bush became America's 43rd president after one of the most turbulent elections in U.S. history. Now we got another turbulent election. Okay. 5 years ago, Iraq unplugged banks of centrifuges involved in its most sensitive nuclear enrichment program, prompting the U.S. And the European Union to partially lift economic sanctions as a landmark deal came about. 1 year ago, a dispute in Congress over spending and immigration forced scores of federal government agencies and outposts to close their doors. We all knew that all that was a vacation for federal workers. Okay, that's all. We know that. Anyway, so those are some of the things that happened on this day in our history around the world. Okay, some of the things. Anyway, I got no sense calling. I got we can talk next hour or something like that. And but we need to get a hand on some of this violence. We need to get a hand on some of this. So somebody find the mayor, tell him I said he need to get on the JOB right quick and knock some of this out because well, there's a lot of stuff going wrong around here. And somebody still tell His Honor the Mayor, we appreciate his traveling around the world, but you need to stick in Montgomery until we get some of this stuff squared away. That's all I can say. All right, anyway, it's time for me to go. All right. We'll be back in a few minutes. Good morning to you, Montgomery. It's time to rise and shine.
FA12 News Update on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, I'm Jasmine Williams with WSFA 12 News. Here's what's happening this Thursday. Starting with the latest pandemic news this morning, the latest COVID-19 surge continues and the state of Alabama is running out of ICU beds. At last check, according to data, only 7.3% of ICU beds.
Yeah, I know why Saban did it.
Officials believe the real problem is not bed availability, it is staff availability. Violence continues in the capital city after a shooting happened Wednesday in broad daylight at the Walmart on Chantilly Parkway. Montgomery police say a woman was shot around 4:30 Wednesday afternoon. Her injuries are life-threatening. The first day of the special session is in the books. Lawmakers are focusing on what to do with the remaining funds from the American Rescue Plan. Leaders spent much of the day hearing from different state agencies explaining why they need the money. I'm Jasmine Williams with WSFA 12 News, and these are your morning headlines.
WLWI-AM is News Radio 1440. Also heard on 95.1 HD3 FM in Montgomery, a Cumulus media station. This is the CBS World News Roundup, your home for original reporting.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. President Biden suffers a stinging legislative defeat on the eve of his first anniversary in office.
In this vote, the yeas are 52, the nays are 48.
Senate Republicans, joined by 2 Democrats, have dashed hopes of passing a voting rights bill by objecting to a temporary change in the filibuster rule. Minority Leader Mitch McConnell.
This is the basis upon which the President of the United States called people like us racist, traitors, over this, over how many days of early voting you're going to have?
Mr. Biden issued a statement saying he is profoundly disappointed the Senate has failed to stand up for our democracy. A year into his tenure, a CBS News poll finds 44% approve of the president and vice president's performance, 56% disapprove. Deputy Director of Surveys, Jennifer DePinto.
Their approval ratings track very much the same across various groups, including among Democrats, liberals, independents, and Republicans.
Mr. Biden held a 2-hour news conference to mark the end of his first year in office. Western nations are sending more military aid to Ukraine as Russia accuses the U.S. and other countries of plotting provocation. Correspondent Cammie McCormick. Some of this military assistance is now coming from third countries like Estonia, Lithuania, and Latvia, but also Britain. This is U.S. equipment in their inventories, and the Biden administration is
I got a call from one of your
allies are working to get as much defensive equipment to Ukraine as quickly as possible. Wall Street Journal's reporting CIA Chief Bill Burns made an unofficial trip to Berlin and Kiev this week. The Vatican is expressing shame and remorse over a German report on abuse overlooked by a former pope. CBS's Elaine Cobb is at the foreign desk.
People can give you the tools
abuse in the Diocese of Munich found retired Pope Benedict mishandled cases when he was Archbishop there in the 1970s and 80s.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and that's part of where he could be accused of misconduct. The former
How did you not
strongly denied any wrongdoing.
Around the world
She
in
has some kind of medical
155
thing.
days.
With her, it's always
19-year-old Sarah Rutherford is ready to make
even
good on
those get
yesterday's plan
disability.
after she landed in Belgium this morning.
Sometimes you gotta
She's
say, hey,
just
look, you
become
want
the
to make
youngest
this,
woman to fly solo
all this,
around
you
the
may have to
globe,
come off.
and the first person
Yeah.
to do it in a micro-light plane.
Because I mean, you don't get rich over
Odyssey
this
sets a
stuff.
new Guinness record.
No,
Brett
no,
Travis,
you don't.
although
I remember
still
at the
the
police department, we had a
youngest person
guy,
to
he
do it.
died.
He made
I
it
did his
around the
funeral,
world
but
when
he
he was
was
only 18. This
in a
is
wheelchair.
CBS News.
Limited movement of his arms, none of his legs.
There's always something
But he
under
came
the
to work
sun.
every day. He was a plane
CBS
training
Mornings,
man. So
weekdays
what was
on
not hurt was his
CBS.
eyes, and he used it. You know,
Lockheed
and
Martin
did real well.
understands what it takes to accomplish critical missions around the globe. They know it
You
begins
can
with
do
long-standing
what
partnerships,
you want to
rooted in
do if you are dedicated to
interoperability,
it.
and trust. The most critical missions call for the F-35.
Because I miss
It
her
is essential to
downtown.
Allied air power.
Yeah.
across the growing community of
Or the other
F-35
woman.
nations.
You know,
The need
I tried
for
to help him out a little bit,
alliance-based
but you know, you
deterrence
can't.
against evolving threats is stronger.
It's a
than ever.
difficult decision sometimes because
Your mission
sometimes
is
you,
ours.
if you start, people think that you are the and you'll never, you'll just never.
It becomes enabling.
Yeah, it does,
But in our minds, we think we're helping them, and I give folks stuff too. And then I follow it. Now let me help you for real, because this ain't help. There's one guy, what's his name? He's come to the program, it's never finished. I took him to the Foundry twice. But he finds his way back.
A bad boy rocker
But
is
he makes
marking
like
the anniversary of a
$5 a day.
distasteful moment.
He's probably lying about that. He could make more than that. Sitting down on the
Ozzy
street just.
Osbourne certainly did board the
But last
crazy
time,
train the moment he bit into a bat
he's real
on
good.
stage 40 years
Comes
ago
up and,
today
you know,
in
passionate
1982.
communication
Great night for
skills.
that crowd in Iowa.
I said, now
Not so
imagine
much
if
for
we
the
could
bat,
use that.
but he later told David Letterman he didn't mean to.
I mean, at some point, you even a good book, you know, if you don't work, you don't eat. You have to invest something into your own survival.
And yet, and you got to find your purpose. And I tell those all the time, you may be full of disability, but you still got to do something for your own self, for your own soul. But what you said last week, something that comes easy, that ain't gonna. And that's just like her. She comes up with something easy. Give me, $1. All right, that's easy. That ain't gonna last.
That's true.
You know? But they come through our program. It's hard, difficult, but it lasts. Even when they relapse, they revert back.
Plus, try our restaurant faves that taste like your favorite restaurant portion with half the calories. Beef and bean burritos, toasted ravioli, sesame beef and broccoli. Easy to prepare and made in minutes. The secret? Advanced nutritional science that helps keep your blood sugar levels.
I know William Boyd was in the Army. Was he in the Army?
Yeah, for a couple minutes.
Oh,
He was a leg.
his what?
He was a leg.
A leg.
Non-airborne personnel. Not a super trooper like me. It's a special breed of man. General Gavin of the 82nd Airborne said that anybody that would jump out of an airplane will fight. He's absolutely right. Although I must admit, didn't have to do much fighting. But I was ready to go.
Guaranteed, only $49.99.
Shit came to, I forget his name. He was in Black Hawk Down, like in the real events.
Yeah, he was up here.
No matter how
Did
many
he come
times
speak?
you try to quit,
Yeah, man, he spoke at what's his state?
without breaking.
He come to that.
He was but since I was the only one that out of everybody that interviewed that had served and been in a couple situations, we didn't have the conversation where we all in awe. You do your job. I mean that's what you get paid to do. You glad you made it out, but you don't get a pass because you were doing your job. Now tell me what you're gonna do with this job.
No, not that guy. There was another guy. You're talking about the guy that's running for office,
right?
There was another guy that I can't remember his name. I bought his book. I got his book at home. But he come and shared his testimony. Being Christian, but he was.
Stand your ground against the tidal wave of inflation.
Was it Mogadishu?
No, it was. Yeah, the Black Hawk Down.
Yeah.
I'll look his name. I'll text it to you later. But he came down and spoke at what's the state.
You know, seeing those people. I mean, I understand it, but seeing those people drag service members down the street that crashed in that chopper, I wanted to nuke them all.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I understand war. Okay, it happens. But to disparage them and to dishonor them.
Well, that's the side of it too. There's ramifications. If you let it go, you know.
Yeah.
It's like you get a police officer shot, man. I mean, it just kind of, it's personal now.
Yeah. Well, I guess the theory is if you shoot a police, you shoot anybody.
It's the Dan Von
like somebody was shooting somebody else.
Oh man, I saw it on Facebook.
Yeah, me too. And they were young.
First alert weather forecast. News Radio 1440.
This report is
They had
sponsored by
no, and that's why we
Altrona
teach our
Healthcare.
students conflict resolution.
Keyword MyShare.
All right,
Yes,
because
you
it's
can
initiated
have
with
top-quality
a
healthcare
beef
at
or,
an
some
affordable
type of
price.
disagreement.
Take
How do I
care of your
handle
family's
this?
health by learning
To slow
more
down
about
process
Altrona
instead
HealthShare.
of just going with your
Dial
emotion.
pound 250 on your cell
But
phone
that's what
and
they
say
grown up doing.
MyShare to learn more.
That's what they do.
That's
That's
pound
what their mama
250
did.
and MyShare.
Kick your shoes off.
Yeah, no. Brother, take your shirt off.
Yeah.
No. Leave your shirt on. You might have a nut.
Oh, yeah.
The shirt catch some of that.
You see some of them in football, they snatch your helmet off. Why snatch it off?
Yeah, that's right.
Protect your head.
If he hits you with his fist, he's just gonna hit the helmet. Take the helmet off.
Cloudy again tomorrow. 40s for highs. Slight chance of a shower south. That's your first alert forecast. I'm meteorologist Tyler Seabury for News Radio 14.
Here's what it is.
Montgomery Skywatch traffic brought to you by Brubaker Motors. It's better at Brubaker on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, Montgomery. Your 7 o'clock hour kicks off with no major problems or accidents. Interstate systems moving smoothly into the Tri-County.
I know why it's so difficult to get these politicians to come up early. If they're out there up, they ought to get up. Come on, Doc.
Military veterans. MCS offers VA cash
Who
out
won't come?
refinance up to 100%.
Well, I've tried to reach Brett a few times, Katie Brett, and a word got back to me. Well, your persona non grata with some of the campaign managers. I said, well, why is that? I'm pretty fair. I said, I'm not. I don't do the gotcha moment thing, but I do know Bravo Sierra when I hear it. And so I've been doing this a long time. You're not going to be able to come up here and tell me I'm a Trump supporter. I mean, okay, I'm tired of hearing that. I'm a Trump supporter too, but he ain't in office right now.
Let that move and let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
Our show is designed to help you
I mean, to me, that you need more than I'm a Trump supporter. Come on now.
I will show you how you can be the envy of your neighborhood. Be sure and tune in for barbecue and fun Saturdays.
And I think Mo Brooks is getting over too. Pretty much, you just got to say I'm a Trump this and I'm a Trump this. Okay, but
That'll be a. Don't say that. What are you gonna do?
yeah, give me your philosophy. I want to know what your political philosophy is, what your goals are, and how you're going to do what a whole lot of people haven't been able to do. I mean, the cliches are good, and the platitudes. I don't know if you know, but a platitude is something that people say that you can't disagree with. I want to educate the children. Yeah, me too.
Tell me what you really gonna do.
Yeah, I want them educated too, and I want to stop crime. Look like I want more crime. I mean, they say things that have no substance to them.
2022 to this opportunity to give
And even governor, she came out saying, no, I'm a Trump.
Yeah, I know. They don't realize that Trump's not in office anymore.
6910. That's 279
I hope
6910.
Republicans find somebody else.
Well, I just don't think we need the guy did. I felt like he did a great job. He was the closest thing to Reagan, unbeknownst to him, that we've had in a long time. But yeah. They used to tell me I was that same way too. So unlike him, I got a job where let me do it.
If we could look at him kind of like this and like this, well, it's a good price. Economy good.
Registration begins at 10:30 a.m.
Yeah, but
Stop Smoking seminar starts at 2 p.m.
I like DeSantis. I heard a guy.
A new dishwasher.
Now, I personally would love to see a black man who's center right.
Yes.
That didn't play the race card, got there because of who he is.
Yeah. You always like Ben Carson.
I guess that was really.
I wouldn't want Ben Carson for president. Ben Carson's a great surgeon, but he didn't have the charisma that it takes to command and control people. He just didn't have. Great guy, great man. But there's some jobs I would suck at, like being a monk.
Or preacher.
Yeah, I can probably preach.
Well, you
But-
just have to have a cuss jar.
Well, I would have to be called. I ain't gonna just go.
Well, you are called. You're pastor of the airways.
A public service message from the National Pest Management.
Let's stick with the mayor. Yeah, stick with the mayor. I'll let you guys handle it. You need to pass.
News Radio 1440 beginning at 9 a.m. Depend on it.
David prayed, and it pleased the Lord
from you to you. It falls like this.
I got to get to the bridge. I got to get to the bridge here so then we can talk. I get this main part here. Here go. You know, you can't really get this in a white church. I'm just saying it is what it is. You know, I love my good music. You know, y'all sing it all right, but you know, get this in the white church. We love you though. We love you. You know, I just don't come there and listen to the music. Anyway, it is Thursday morning, and on Thursday morning we have conversations with local pastors and our people who are out there doing the thing, and then in the name of the Lord anyway. Now, if they really lured people, I don't know, but I think the guy in front of me is this morning. Though he's been out there helping the hopeless for a while now. We got Pastor John Bowman. I guess you are pastor.
Well, John Bowman.
Okay, John Bowman. He is the administrator or the head guy over at the it's called Hope Inspired Ministries, which is on Coliseum Boulevard, not too far from the new club that's opening up. Well, you know, I like clubs. You know, you ever go by the new club over there?
I drive by on the road.
Okay, I mean, you don't go to clubs?
No.
Well, sometimes that's where you find your best candidates. You need to go in there sometime and talk to them.
We recruit in a lot of places, but sometimes, you know, they got to be, you know, talkable.
Well, if you come in there and see me, you can talk to me. I'm sensible. You just talk. I'll be over in the corner on the left, you know, having a Coca-Cola. I don't drink yet. I'm trying to have my first beer this year, but I'm thinking about I should just leave it alone. Hey, good morning. Who's this?
Hey, good morning, my friend. How you doing?
I'm doing fine.
Good. You know, Kevin, I hear you every morning. What you hearing is God told Habakkuk a long time ago, he's too old, and he's going to do something about it. He saw the hate and crime going on in and out, and he was just over about it. And Kevin, you know, we think, no, that's not. He is doing something about it. All around the world. We all not children of God. We all created by God. We all not children of God. Whosoever, that's how I know that word, whosoever hated his brother is the word. You say that white, black, brown, whoever, you know, great, child, the person, whosoever. Anything God is in God, that word, whosoever. We got to get away from this, where I mean, black, doing this, black, doing that, black, doing that. Sure. Got children of the devil, perhaps, you know, perhaps stealing, robbing, paying, you can make it, you know. But God told about He's still on by the world, and He's going to do something about it. And now He thinks of the good things. He is doing something. Think about it. No, saying about white, red, brown. You don't say about that, am I right?
Well, now the Bible gets into a whole bunch of different races. I mean, okay. So the Bible. Wait a minute. So the Bible doesn't get into the different races and the different ethnicities of the folks in the Bible. So it doesn't bring it up. Well, I didn't say, you said it. I asked you, does the Bible mention the difference in people? All right. See you later. See you later. Okay. As a matter of fact, the Bible really makes a point of distinguishing the different tribes and the different people. I mean, it's all throughout the Bible.
Yeah, they are different ones, and I think what he was trying to say is, we're all sinners, and I don't.
I wish you would have just said that then.
But I was going to share with that because he brought that up. But Colossians 3:13 says, "Make allowance for each other's faults," because we're all sinners. We all mess up, and then it goes on to say, "Forgive anyone who offends you." Remember, the Lord forgave you, so you must forgive others, and not get caught up in unforgiveness. It'll lead a man up.
That's right. Good morning. Who's this? Good morning.
Good morning, Brendan. Yeah, yes, ma'am, and the one at Walmart. Yes, ma'am, Miss Brendan. And, I referenced that verse earlier. Me and Kevin actually talked about it before we went on the air. And, one of the things we actually talked to our students about addresses the very thing that happened yesterday. We teach them conflict resolution. Some people never learn, well, they do learn how to deal with conflict. It's just in the wrong and different way. But to process it, and the verse I just said, make allowance for each other's faults. If you don't, then, you start to build up anger. You start going with your emotions and you don't know how to process it. And something as simple as yesterday that, started as, a disagreement, led to a fight, led to a shooting, but, if you not harbor that and to forgive, you can move forward. But if you don't know how to process anger and conflict, it turns into that easily, as we see often in the news, and that's one of the things that we talk with our students about, so that it doesn't happen with them.
Good morning. Who's this?
Good morning, Kevin.
Morning.
Good morning, John.
Morning, Willie. How you doing?
I'm doing great, John. Thanks for coming in and sharing with Kevin all your lessons.
Yes, sir.
Sometimes Kevin can't help himself, even when he tries to do good. He plays a beautiful song. Then he goes on to do in a white shirt.
Okay. I just okay, but I love my white brothers and sisters. But yeah. Yeah, you're right. Okay, mess it up. I meant well. I mean, yeah, I meant well. Okay.
Hallelujah.
Well, it was
hallelujah.
It was culture. It was culture that Creek did, not race. Culture. Yeah. Well, different culture. Well, yeah, it might be. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
A person that was laying on the side of the road, wounded and robbed and took in bad shape. And several people passed him by, but one that had no dealings with the Jews was a Samaritan, right?
Right.
And he stopped to render aid to somebody that was in bad shape. He didn't think about what would happen to him. Were there other people waiting out there to harm him? So talk about the importance of, he was not judgmental on why this man was in this condition. Sometimes we see people that are in conditions and we begin to judge them. They must be on drugs, they had crime, they did something to put themselves in this position.
Yes.
And you're not willing to render aid
Mm.
And then try to let them get the reset button to be able to be productive citizens of society. I'll hang up and listen to your response.
Yes, Willie, oftentimes we as society, sit back and judge. And I use that when I go speak at a church. I use the analogy of a good neighbor because it's a perfect analogy of what's going on today. We oftentimes will see a man who's down, just like this man was, and he didn't need judgment. He didn't need, why don't you do this? Why didn't you do this? What he needed was someone to stop and get their hands dirty and bandaging. And that's one of the things I fell in love with Hope Inspired Ministries is, they meet individuals where they are. If they're, homeless, we meet them there. We don't judge them for being there. We don't judge them what got them there. We love on them where they are. And that's what Jesus did. And that's what he was saying in this parable. When he was asked by his disciples, what are we supposed to do? Love your neighbor. And then they, rather than love the neighbor, they said, well, who is our neighbor? And then, of course, he came with this story. And, when you meet them where they are, it changes their life forever. But when you judge them and say, you're doing this and that, it doesn't help them. And I tell guys, I used it yesterday. God called us to be a thermostat, not a thermometer. A thermometer tells the temperature. Oh, you're doing this. Oh, you're doing that. But a thermostat comes in and changes the environment. And you do that by meeting their needs. So
it's really easy to say that, and I'm not totally disagreeing with you, but we are to judge people in certain circumstances. I think we shouldn't condemn anybody because we don't have a heaven or hell to put anybody in. But if we didn't judge people, how could we say what was right or what was wrong? Don't we all judge people?
Well, and leading up to the story in the Bible, the religious leaders were trying to, get Jesus to say, what's the greatest commandment? What's the greatest rule? But Jesus summed it up in that one word, love. Love God, love others, period. And if you do those things, the world would change. Now, I come from a law enforcement background. If someone does something wrong, okay, there's consequences to that.
But we're judging.
Well, there's consequences to your actions.
Mm-hmm.
But nowhere does it say not love them. This guy who was on the ground, he could have done some things and probably did do some things maybe in his past. But
we all got some of that going on.
But it's not the judging moment. It's the, hey, let me love you. Even at the police department, we can arrest someone, lock them up for life, but you still love them. And there's still hope for them. If I'm not dead, God's not done.
But there are people like on side of the road, this whole panhandling issue. They, the devil know the Bible too. Okay. They use a few phrases out of the Bible to try to sway you or make you feel guilty if you don't want to give them something. And that irks me. And they'll say, God bless. Well, God bless you to get up and get a job this morning. You ain't got one, So I'm just saying, don't we use that same Bible to manipulate people?
Well, Kevin, if you're stopping beside the interstate, there's an issue between you and God. That's all you need to worry about. Not that man's stuff. But for you not to judge him, God, and I stop every time I do. In a Hope Inspired Ministries, I tell them, I said, you don't need $1, you need an endless supply of dollars, and then lead into how I can help him find his purpose. Now, they don't always come to me, but I'm not going to judge them because God called me to love them.
Mm-hmm. I don't mean judge people by their past. What I'm saying, at that moment, don't be trying to manipulate me because you got a sign that says God bless, and all of a sudden now you've been there for 2 weeks, and all of a sudden now I'm supposed to just go deep in my pocket to give you, because they're using the Bible to manipulate us. I just, that irks me. You don't feel that way sometimes?
I don't, Kevin. And put into that story of the good neighbor, every time I have an option, I can pass on by, or I can stop and try to help this individual.
And even if they're getting over on
you. God called me to help the individual. I'm not trying to, lead into.
If you've been there for 2 weeks, if he's been there for 2 weeks,
I'm gonna, I like to look at the Bible story and really apply it to real life. And the first two guys, I would venture to guess would probably say, that guy deserves what he's doing. He shouldn't have been doing this. He ain't gonna get over on me. I'm gonna ease on by. It could have. I don't know that. I'm just reading into those things. But God, I know what God called me to do. And to be honest, sometimes it can be hurtful when I'm trying to help someone and they don't want the help, but then I have to revert back. Well, what does God want me to do? And God wants me to love, plant seeds, and God can make them grow. I can't. God can make us change. I can't.
I feel the money leaving from my pocket now. Okay. so I won't ever be able to ride by one again without feeling guilty.
You can get into the, what does help look like for them?
Right.
And that's why I began to talk to him. I said, God created you more than this.
But why did the Bible say then if a man don't work, he don't eat? There's a principle behind that.
Well, okay, so take that and say to this young man, God created you for a purpose. Let me help you find that purpose. You're helping him. You're not passing him by. And I keep my cards. If you stop and ask, you ever heard of John Bowman? If they read my card, they did. But to keep brochures, and we've had people come by our office and pick up brochures so that they can hand out. I had a good friend of mine that made a perfect, suggestion to me that you get a little $5 gift card, attach it to a hymn brochure, and say, hey, look, let me buy you lunch, but let me buy you an endless supply of lunches. They feed you every day here, but better yet, they help you find your purpose. And it's a lot more than what you think it is.
Okay.
And Kevin, that we feed the students every day, and oftentimes that's the only time they come back. And I know you know that because you provided lunch for Chris one day.
Well, good morning. Who's this?
Good morning. How you guys doing?
Pretty good.
Good. I agree with Pastor when telling me that I have to love them, but I also agree with Kevin because the Bible also says a tree is known by the fruit that it bears. So you may not be judging them, but you can be a fruit. You can look at the fruit, know it's not an orange, it's not an apple. Can you not, Pastor?
Yeah, Galatians 5:22 and 23. It says the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, gentleness. I used to use this verse at the police department. When I go around, I didn't hide, my love for Jesus, because at the end of that verse it said, against such things there is no law. You can look at a man and know, who he is and what he is. If you see a tree that has apples hanging on it, you can know it's an apple tree. And you can look at a man and see that, I think what you're saying is that man needs Jesus, or either that man has Jesus.
And that's what, like these guys and girls, women that stand beside the road. Sometimes my heart is touched and say, they need some help. Give them some money. Sometimes it says, move on. And I move on. I just depend on God to let me know when to and when not to fall in place. Because if this person is on drugs or something, I'm not helping him by giving him $10.
You're not.
I'm going to go get some more drugs.
And and I don't want to miss.
I'll just hang up and listen.
Yeah, I don't want to misunderstand. We at Hope Inspired Ministries believe in a hand up, not a hand out. Because a man, the one he just said, who's on drugs, he needs some addiction treatment. Which about 70% of our students have addiction issues. So giving him $10 maybe letting him get high. So what is it that you can discuss what the help is? This young man in the Bible he had some wounds. He was robbed.
And that's an obvious case of somebody needs some help.
Right. Well, I can tell you this: if you ever stop and have a conversation with one of these guys on the interstate, there's mental health issues, there's addiction issues, homelessness, transportation. There's all kind of issues. And every time I stop to try to get in the program, they give me what I call excuses, but they're barriers. And every one of them, I say, we can take care of that. We can take care of that. And that is helping them. It's
good morning. Who's this? Good morning.
Good morning.
Mm-hmm.
Busybodies within the church. They were being idle. They were gossiping about the extension in the church, and they were waiting around for the second coming of Christ. There was a big time going on in the letters of Thessalonians. Had they missed the second coming of Christ? And that's what you have with these individuals, and that's what Paul says: if you do not work, you do not eat. So it's again in the context of the church itself. And that's the good principle that's put out in the secular world too, in my opinion, but we might be taking it a stretch to stretch it to secular things instead of being in the context of the church.
So you don't think the principle of you don't work, you don't eat still applies across spiritual and secular?
I'm saying I don't have a problem with it, but you have to realize that the context of where that was given was within the context of the church body. People of the congregation causing division, divisiveness within the church. As a result of that, that's where Paul said, you know, work, do not eat. Don't lose all the members of the church in every part that has things to take care of themselves in just nonsense. But yeah, I think it applies in the secular area as well as myself. But I'm saying you could be stretching it to. I'm just saying the context is clearly within the context of the church itself.
Hey, I appreciate your contribution. Our guest is one John Bowman from Hope Inspired Ministries. Tell folks a little bit about, for those who, I can't imagine who, but for those folks who have not heard of a Hope Inspired Ministries, what's your mission statement? What do you do? What are you trying to do?
Yeah, well, just real briefly, our mission statement, Hope Inspired Ministries serve those who are chronically unemployed by preparing and equipping them to obtain, maintain, and we just added this word, excel at employment. Because oftentimes people, can't get a job because of barriers in their past, and some of these mentioned already. If you don't have identification, you cannot get a job. If you don't have a home, you cannot get a job. If you don't have transportation, a lot of times you can't get a job unless it's across the street. If you have a current addiction, oftentimes those will keep you from getting a job. So we come in, we teach valuable job skills, soft skills. And this year we started implementing a program called Ready to Work, where they come away with a Alabama certified worker. We do the work keys with them. So it's valuable job skills, soft skills, but it's the relationship piece that we build with them that starts to give them hope. They've never had anyone speak life into them. So we began to do that with them, and you can see them start to glow and start to believe in themselves. But those barriers are real issues. I've said before, why don't that guy just get a job? But now I've learned, well, there's barriers in place that if I was in his shoes, I wouldn't be working. And I would be the guy on the ground in need of someone to stop and to help. So we eliminate each and every barrier by giving them transportation, by finding them housing, by getting them the mental health that they need. Every one of the barriers we take care of, whether it's getting a birth certificate, social security card, ID card, we go to court with them. If you've got, some $5,000 in debt sitting over your head, that can hold you down when you don't have a penny to your name. So we advocate for them with the courts. The courts know who we are. The courts want them to be, actually employed and not committing crimes, and they know we will help them get there. So we do all those things, and at the conclusion of it, we place them on a job. We talk to them throughout the class, find out what their love is, kind of what their purpose is, and line them up with employment matching those type of things.
Okay. Good morning. Who's this? I can't hear you.
I said, good morning. I just love the conversation. But what about the people who have created or engineers or architects who don't mean that they're being stolen every day and the products sold out all the world, but there's no money. They tell me there's no state. What's up with that?
Well, they can't really fix that at Hope Inspired Ministries.
I mean, and what about in your countries where they don't put no engineer signs and doctors out there to go and actually show exactly what they breakfast day? It's all blocked.
That's a different show.
No, yeah, but it's blocked though. still there. I mean, just like you just look over. You get maybe don't have any money when you get.
Well, I'm thinking, okay, but listen, I'm thinking if you are an engineer, you have that kind of, again, no, listen, I'm saying if you're an engineer, I'm gonna assume you got a pretty good brain on you, and you ought to be able to work yourself out of this little small situation. I know, but we can't. I know, but we're not on that right now. I get call me next year. We'll talk about that one. I don't think Hope and Sprite Ministry can handle that one.
Well, let me say this on the engineer. People come to us wanting or desiring to be a doctor, wanting or desiring to be an engineer, wanting or desiring to be a nurse. We can help them. There's a pathway to get there, and that's what we do. We put them on that pathway to get there. Now they have to come forward with some effort, a lot of effort, because it's difficult. But I talked to a guy yesterday, construction company, that has engineers. Well, they're needing some entry-level workers. So if you long or strive to be an engineer, if God called you to be an engineer, there's nobody can keep you from it. But you go in and you start there.
How long are you guys willing to work with people in your program? Is there a time limit?
Well, our program itself is 9 weeks. We place them on a job, but we continue contact with them. We've got a postgraduate in Montgomery. And that's her, Angelicia. She's a graduate of our student in 2017.
Mm-hmm.
She continues that follow-up with them. This year, we're celebrating 10 years, our 10-year anniversary. But I've had people recently come back from 2014 saying, hey, I need to brush off my resume. We did that, gave them a suit to go in for their interview, and now they're working, for a federal office, the VA.
Okay, 860-1440. I forget, I've been here so long I don't ever give the number. 860-1440 is the number. I guess is John Bowman, who is the head. What do they call your position over there?
Head servant, I would call it. Executive director is what they call it.
Always humility. The head servant, who is the executive director over there, John Bowman. Is there a number if if they're ready to give up, and we don't want them to give up. Okay. Yes. And I'm gonna be nicer to people on the side of the road from now.
Well, just point them to us.
Good. That's what I did.
Our number one thing that we do is recruit students, and we don't wait for them to come to us. We go to them, and that's why I talk to them a lot out on the street. But we go to where they are, and they're oftentimes in beside the street. Other times there's other places we'll go to and recruit them.
But you guys are not a stay on campus kind of situation. You can't feed them, bed them down, give them a place to stay, and all that stuff.
We strictly have the classroom setting, and we run it just like a job. We do that, and we do it well. We rely on other partners that partner with us. I think I've mentioned, before, Salvation Army. For those who do not have a home, partner with us. And we place our students there. We've got some other, halfway houses that work with us that we'll place students with. So we eliminate every barrier. That doesn't mean that we do housing. It doesn't mean that.
Is there a possibility that there are a lot of empty buildings in Montgomery? Is there a possibility that somebody would, if they could give you a building or something, and you could, like they gave Mercy House, that WSFA gave them that place over there, and it would seem like to me that for all you guys do, that somebody would want to help you out, and because it's a lot easier for me to bring some blankets over there if you got a place for me to put them, than bring them down to your classroom.
Right. We are a nonprofit. And before I forget the number, because you asked a minute ago, right. 649-4330. 649-4330. And the building aspect, we have our classroom, we have partners that do with those businesses, because when you get a business or a building, vacant building, it comes with a lot of expenses to go with it. We do need a van right now. If there's other, I'm trying to go to some churches. Ours was parked in front of our office, and someone came through at 1 a.m. in the morning, and hit the side pretty hard, hard enough to total it out.
Really?
Really. So we're looking for a van. If any churches, a lot of times they're not using them right now due to COVID, or have extra ones, we'd love to talk to them about how to get that. So that is one of the needs that we do have currently. Not a building,
Oh, just me. Trying to help you out here. Let's go to the phone and make sure you give your number again so somebody that got a van for you. Yes. Want to give you. Good morning. Who's this? Good morning.
Hallelujah.
Yeah. See, you just wanted to, but wait a minute. You just wanted to get that. See, wait a minute. You just wanted to get it back in. Okay. Yeah. Mm. Yeah. So how many times you gonna say, Hank? Wait a minute. How many times you gonna say handkerchief head? Okay, I got you, brother. Yeah, I'm gone. Okay, I gotta go. Gotta go to a break. We'll come back. For a guy who don't want to say handkerchief head, he sure mentioned it a whole lot of times, didn't he? I will be back right after this message.
Made to live the bed for king goodbye.
This report is sponsored by Altrua Health.
It's a derogatory name used by a black person who don't think the way most of the black people think. It's like a sellout. Well, you know, yeah, like the KKK, where the I think it's some reference to like you want to be a member of the KKK. So I don't know.
I started chiming in. I was about to say hallelujah to him. I'm like,
that'd be cold words. So we good.
Yeah. Today with temperatures in the 50s this morning, falling into the 40s throughout the day. It will be a little breezy as well. Tonight, mountains in the low 30s. Can't rule out a shower, but a lot of us are dry. Cloudy again tomorrow. 40s for highs. A slight chance of a shower.
All right. We're gonna see how much puller brother got. We can get you a bang.
Montgomery Skywatch traffic brought to you by Brubaker Motors.
Yeah, you know, I didn't go into the end, but it was a 2019, 20,000 miles.
That's all they had on it?
Yes. And it was totaled out.
Wasn't insured? You didn't insure?
It was. My friend Willie insured it and gave me a check. But I went to try to find another one. The closest one I could get was 12,000 because of inflation. 12,000 over what it is right now. And it had 40,000. It had 60,000 miles. 40 more thousand miles than mine. And it cost 12,500 more than what's the insurance. So I took it because I needed two vans, one for Montgomery, one for Birmingham. I took it as a sign from God to say, all right, John, here's your chance. Get you two vans instead of one. Because I can't replace the 2019 with 20,000. It's impossible. Impossible. So I'm trying to find, because churches, with COVID, they're not using them. They're sitting.
Matter of fact, I heard yesterday some church did give somebody. Oh, Lily Baptist gave somebody.
Boys and Girls Club, I think.
Yeah.
But the transportation. I mean, the staff is, they load up in their own cars, take them to, take them from, going to mom, medical outreach.
Yeah.
Oh well. Bedroom suites, table chairs, occasional tables, entertainment center, consoles, gun cabinets. If it's rustic, we got you covered.
The Rustic Furniture Outlet, Wetumpka Highway, next to American Oak.
Oh man, I have another email. You shouldn't pick at your toes. Daddy says you might call.
Although you guys music do kind of suck sometimes.
Daddy, it's time to remind people.
Music do suck sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, every time I come on, you play some good music. I mean, you can hear that in some white churches. I don't want to say it on there, but
I gotta go to that. I gotta find one of those. And I tell you, here's the difference. I think in the music and black. black people, when we sing gospel songs back in the day, there was a relationship with a deeper, because that was the only thing we had to rely on. It was tough out there them days, and I think our grandmothers and our grandfathers, they really mean it. They really.
It was, I remember going. It was a police officer was killed, Henry Pryor. But I remember going to his funeral, and I told my wife I wanted to sing my funeral, but it was black choir. But it was soon, very soon. And I mean, it was soon, very soon. We are going to see the King. And it was just, it was a song, but it was the way they brought it.
Yeah, we bring it. We bring it. We'll make you want to hurry up and get to heaven.
No, I ain't want to get there quick. I said, if I ain't dead, God ain't done. So, They're still working.
Every year, Mark Patrick seminars can help. Join the over 500,000 people who've attended Mark Patrick seminars with weight loss results. Mark Patrick seminars will be in Montgomery on Saturday, January 22nd.
After this hypnosis, I wanted to eat good food. Since August, I can honestly say I have not had one potato chip.
It was life-changing for me.
And I don't think about dessert like I used to.
Bridget, how much have you lost now?
I lost a total of 83 pounds.
Holy cow.
It's easy, it's fun, very relaxing, and very successful. And I would just say go for it.
For only $49.99, lose all the weight you want, 100% guaranteed. Saturday, January 22nd at the Hilton Garden Inn Hotel in Montgomery. Seminar time is 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Registration begins at 10:30 a.m. Attend this program and find out how the power of hypnosis can help you achieve your weight loss.
I got coffee with a cop today. The police
will get there early. Learn more at markpatrickseminars.com.
You know, man, I've heard some things about your police department that give me reason to say,
We're going to see the King. Soon and very soon.
And we are back. I guess I'm on John Bowman from Hope Inspired Ministry. Now, if you're looking for him, if you got something you want to donate, and listen, let's see if we can help these guys out. There are a lot of people doing a lot of things in City of Montgomery that, we don't know about, but we do know about the folks right there. But I think, the problem with knowledge is once you know about it, you are compelled to do something about it. Okay. Like John and his mother got it. Okay. So I no longer can I ride by people on the side of the road and say, I don't see them. Say now I gotta break them off something a little bit here and there. See, now if you understand, I was trying to get you to agree with me. But you wouldn't agree with a brother. So okay, so I just think you ought to do something for a living. But that's not my call. Okay,
don't pass them by.
Yeah, they said you guys have Bible study over there.
We do. Every morning we start each day at 9 o'clock. Class starts, and we start it really with the foundation that we all need, not just our students. But we started with devotion, and the devotion that we use, it's the Rick Warren book,
Hope of what's it?
Purpose Driven Life.
Purpose Driven Life. Yeah.
So it's they have different devotions in that book. It's 40 days. We can't squeeze all 40 days in, but we go through that book, and it really focuses on, okay, what's my purpose? What's my purpose? And for all of us, I say it a lot. I hear other people say it. The very first sentence in there says, "It's not about you."
It's not about you. It's not about you. 860-1440. It's our number. If you want to give us a call, John Bowman, Hope Inspired Ministries on Coliseum Boulevard. If you just want to take some money by and help them out, or they are looking for people to provide lunch for the kids, but not kids, but to the, when you're 60-some years old, everybody a kid, but they do provide lunch, and they would like if you're a business, you may not can contribute on a regular ongoing basis, but you need lunches for every day. Is it every day?
We do, Kevin. We keep the students on campus, and we feed them every day. We have a hot lunch that volunteers bring in or donate, and a lot of times it's the only hot meal these students get, and it keeps them coming back day after day. At graduation, one of the most powerful things. Our next graduation is March the 8th. If you've never been to one, if you want to be changed, come to
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
But the students, it never fails. You know, we don't have a guest speaker. They're the guest speaker, but they will always say, you know, I just want to thank the lunch providers. You know, for me, it's kind of, you know, indicative of how important that volunteer is in the life change process of our students, because they came initially just to get that food, and they came back to get that food, but in the process,
they were fed also.
They were fed also.
They were
Very
fed.
good.
You know, Willie Durham had told when you gave me the privilege to come over there and talk to her, because I really am a nobody, but that's okay. Even nobody knows something. I came over there and he said, it'll change me more than it changed them. And it really did. Because now when I go past that place, I know what you guys are doing in there. Before I just rolled back to okay, I don't know what the hell they're doing over there, but I'm keep moving. But when you know something, you got a choice. You can ignore it or do something about it. So how often, so you need a lunch every day?
Yes, every day. So we run 6 classes a year. The class cycle is 9 weeks, but the students are on campus for 6 weeks. And then they have a 3-week internship, but every day during that 6 weeks, we have a lunch provider. You know, we even, you know, we've got tons of volunteer opportunities. I did just like you, probably back in 2014 when I was at the police department. I came in and spoke to them thinking I'm fixing to give them something, but instead, they gave me something. You know, God changed me, but really flamed my heart to not walk by someone in need on the ground like the Good Samaritan, but to stop and to get my hands dirty and say,
Right.
how can I help you?
Right, right. I tell you, it did change me, and I got to tell you, here's what I've learned in living. Everybody's got a story. Everybody's got a story, and everybody is helped by somebody along the way. And sometimes you help people and don't even know it. Just give you a quick story. I'm going down the street one day, and you know, used to be they used to sell at Montgomery Advertiser on the street. You know, on Sunday you can get your newspaper and stuff like that. Well, I went by this guy one day, and it was a Sunday. I was headed to church, and I didn't have the paper was $1 and something. I just took my whole change thing I had. I keep change for about a year, right? I just gave everything that was in it. And now, to me, it wasn't no big thing. Okay, I'll put some more change in it as I go along. I don't know how much money it was, 20, 30 bucks. I don't know what it was. But I wasn't fitting to sit there, the red light, and count. So I just gave it for the paper. 2 weeks later, he came to me and said, you know, before you did that, I was going to quit this. He said, because it wasn't making no money. So little things that we do that we may not know can change people's lives. And we may not, and I certainly didn't think, okay, I was too lazy to count it. okay. To him, it was a blessing to him because he needed some money. Yes. And I didn't know how much money was in the thing, but I didn't care at the moment. So I'm gonna take your advice. I ain't gonna leave the brother on the side of the road and throw some dirt up in his face when I peel off. I just get tired of seeing them. I know all these guys can't be. I mean, well, I don't know anything actually. To tell you the truth, I don't know.
Yeah, and I have, you know, stopped sometimes before because I do believe in helping them, truly helping them, and have said, well, I tell you what, you know, I invite them to come to us, but I really test them to see, hey, just get in the truck and I'll take you there.
So I guess the message we learned today, I learned today, do the right thing. Let God sort out the details.
Yes, and if God tells you to do something, Kevin, do it.
Okay.
We know when He's talking to us.
Yeah, we do. Good, the bad, and the ugly.
All 3 of those guys at that at the Good Samaritan, they heard God. 2 of them chose not to listen, and 1 did.
Give me a quick prayer so we get at it.
Yes, dear God, thank you for this moment in Montgomery, and take this incident that happened yesterday, and that's not to say they should have. There's other incidents that are about to happen. Help us to intervene into those situations and really help those individuals.
All right. Time's up.
I thought he was going wanky on me.
Yeah, because
my time was out, I guess.
Wait a minute. I'm not hearing something. something's wrong. Anyway, you can let's see what's wrong here. What is wrong? What is wrong? And I figured this out. That's it. Well, don't you know?
No, that's our front system.
Maybe. Okay. Okay, let me see if I can get that.
The only scars in heaven, it won't belong to me and you.
Violence continues in the capital city after a shooting happened Wednesday in broad daylight at the Walmart on Shannon.
Okay, I was a little. The computer's a little late. All right, what
next time we'll talk about this book, and we talk about the power prayer. But we've got.
The first day of the special session is in the book.
This is the proof, so I can't even give it to you.
With the remaining funds from the American
But
Rescue Plan.
it's got each week kind of things they go through for people to pray, but behind it you see the life amounts the students draw.
I'm Jasmine
Jail.
Williams, WXFA 12 News, and these are your.
You see violence. When they talk about their past.
News Radio 1440 is
money.
WLWI. 1 HD3 FM of Montgomery.
Remember life amounts, guns on there. But it's something different, but it's from the hands of the power prayer.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. Senate Democrats are smarting this morning after two of their own, Kyrsten Sinema and Joe Manchin, refused to go along with a proposal to alter the filibuster in order to pass a voting rights bill. It failed last night. Majority Leader Chuck Schumer.
Now that every senator has gone on record, the American people have seen who's on the side of protecting voting rights. And it will only strengthen our resolve as we work to ensure that our democracy does not backslide.
Defeat comes as President Biden marks the end of his first year in office. In a 2-hour news conference, Mr. Biden said he believes Russia will invade Ukraine. And if it does, he says Vladimir Putin and his country will pay a dear price. European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen this morning.
If the situation deteriorates, if there are any further attacks on the territorial integrity of Ukraine, we will respond with massive economic and financial sanctions.
Russia is accusing the West of plotting provocations. We have new information on a story our Steve Dorsey first broke here on CBS Radio News about hundreds of cases of a neurological condition and its cause. CBS's Catherine Herridge.
The CIA has released new interim findings overnight on hundreds of reported cases of Havana syndrome, ultimately ruling out Russia, Cuba, or any other foreign group as the cause of most of these illnesses. Instead, the majority of reports can be reasonably explained by medical conditions or environmental and technical factors, including previously undiagnosed illnesses.
An American Airlines flight had to turn around midair because of an uncooperative passenger. WFOR TV's Jessica Vallejo at Miami International.
Police dispatch was calling its officers to respond to Flight 38 that landed at the gate. We also heard them saying that the flight from Miami to London was coming back because of at least one passenger who was not wearing their mask.
Heavy rain in the east quickly turning to snow and sleet as temperatures drop from Baltimore to New York City. Schools outside of Washington, D.C. and Arlington, Virginia closed for the day. It's about to cost more to do the laundry.
It goes deep into fabrics to remove the visible and invisible dirt.
And CBS's Diane King Hall.
Procter & Gamble said it's raising prices by roughly 8% on products like Tide and Gain detergent, fabric softener, and dryer sheets. The price hike goes into effect next month. Executives say the money will help offset costs like transportation and labor.
The number of people who signed up for jobless benefits last week spiked to a 3-month high of 286,000. S&P futures are up 22. This is CBS News.
The leading sign of COVID is a fever, so everyone needs an accurate thermometer. Try the Exergen Temporal Scanner and learn more at Exergen.com. That's Exergen.com.
Do you check your Google search results regularly? You should.
People often get their first impression of you or your business online. Negative comments on the internet can impact your life and your livelihood. Take control of your online reputation. Get your free reputation report card at reputationdefender.com. It may reveal negative posts from an ex-employee, upset patient or client, news article, legal issue, or even exposed personal information right there in your Google search results. Uncover what's lurking on the internet about you with reputationdefender.com's patented scan and get your free reputation report card. Or for immediate assistance with your reputation, call 800-401-6681. Our cutting-edge technology helps make your Google search results look their best. Call 800-401-6681. That's 800-401-6681. 800-401-6681. Or take the free scan at reputationdefender.com.
Frat parties are on again at a college in the West, despite the danger. CBS's Jim Crisula.
Administrators at the University of Southern California have decided to allow most fraternities to have parties as part of spring recruitment rush if members abide by strict rules. They include having security guards at stairs or hallways leading to bedrooms. The move comes 3 months after allegations of sexual abuse and drugging in several frat houses.
Caitlyn Jenner speaking out about a trans swimmer at UPenn shattering records on the women's team. Jenner tells Fox,
I respect her decision to live her life authentically, 100%. It also comes with responsibility and some integrity. I don't know why she's doing this. It's not good for the trans community. We have a lot of issues in the trans community that are very difficult and very challenging.
Jenner cites a 9 times higher than general suicide rate. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
You don't want to kiss me again. Say what? No, she did. She ain't know. I'm just joking though. I'm good, y'all. I'm just hungry and thirsty. Can't lie. I ain't on Facebook though, but I tried to give God some of my time. When I was off Facebook, I ain't been on Facebook about 2 weeks now. So to hear your voice, Mom, and he didn't want me just screaming like that. Admire. This man was just sitting right there, and the folks was surrounding me, y'all. I ain't even stay here. Then I just was like, y'all just pray for me. Like, just pray for me. That's all I want y'all to do.
The secret? Advanced nutritional science that helps keep your blood sugar levels steady and you losing weight. With Nutrisystem Prevent, you get your breakfasts, lunches, dinners, and snacks all delivered right to your door. Just go to Nutrisystem.com/fast right now and get 50% off. You heard me right. Go to Nutrisystem.com/fast right now and get 50% off all plans. Don't wait. This special offer will not last long. Just go to Nutrisystem.com/fast right now and get 50% off. Go to Nutrisystem.com/fast.
If your family depends on your income and something happened to you, what would happen to them? You need life insurance, and SelectQuote can help you get it at a price you can afford.
SelectQuote found Jacob 40, who's in excellent health, a 10-year, $500,000 policy for only $19 a month.
Not in perfect health? Don't worry.
SelectQuote found Tanya, 40, who has type 2 diabetes, a 10-year, $500,000 policy for only $32 a month.
We shop companies like Protective, Prudential, American General, and others to find you the company with the best rates. Give your family the security they need at a price you can afford. For your free quote, call 1-800-885-8811. That's 1-800-885-8811. Or go to SelectQuote.com. That's 1-800-885-8811. SelectQuote. We shop, you save.
Get full details on the example policies at SelectQuote.com/commercials. Your premium could vary depending on your health, issuing company, and other factors. Not available in all states.
Telling it like it really is.
That's the fact.
It's the Dan Bongino Show, weekdays from 11 to 2 on News Radio 1440.
If I had only known the last time would be the last time, I would have put off all the things I had to do. I would have stayed a little longer, held on a little tighter. Now what I'd give for one more day with you. 'Cause there's a wound here in my heart.
And we are, we're back. Okay, we really are. We're here. I love this song, though. I love that song, too. I love all these songs, actually. Anyway, good morning to you. The numbers are 860-1440. A lot of things to talk about today. One of the things we had asked today, is it time that the mayor and the city council and the county commission get together and come out and speak forcefully against the violence that's taken over our city. I think the mayor needs to spend more time in Montgomery than he does going other places. Still love you, brother, but don't get me wrong, but you still can be wrong. Spend too much time out of town. We need to spend some time right here in Montgomery to figure this out, and don't leave till it gets straightened out. Okay? Because if not, we are going to have a city that's not worth two dimes rubbed together if we don't do. And if you're talking about bringing businesses to Montgomery, we want you. I wish you all the luck in the world. But until we forcefully deal with this issue of violence in this city, I'm just telling you, we're lucky anybody got a business here. And the only reason why we got some still here because everybody got all their money and their livelihood tied up in them. But I do believe, Mr. Mayor, that you need to come out along with our city council as a group and with the county commission on a united front about this. And if we need to open up a can of whoop ass on somebody once in a while, well, we just got to do it. Listen, I don't know what else to say. I don't know what else to say. We can't seem to stop it. And all the laws in the world won't stop it because the people breaking the law don't care about law. Okay, I'm just saying that maybe we need to have a little backroom conversation with some of these thugs. I don't know, But now we got women. We got women being just as crazy as guys are today. I just think somebody needs to say something about and power. I can't. They don't listen to talk radio. If they did, they wouldn't be doing this crazy thing. I'm just thinking, isn't it time that our mayor spends more time in Montgomery? We love the guy, okay? I mean, now I keep somebody tells me every day how smart our mayor is, which I don't doubt. He's an intelligent young man. I don't doubt that at all. But can we use some of that intelligence then and come up with a solution to some of these problems that we have? I mean, what good is intelligence if you can't use it? I'm just saying. Your police department, and I know this for an absolute fact, our police department is under siege by people who run it. Except the interim chief right now, she's pretty cool. But our policemen now don't know what they can do. They go to a certain amount of training of how to deal with irrational and dangerous people. And when they do it, they're liable to put their job in jeopardy. So we have got to make we have got to determine what culture we want in Montgomery. Do we want a culture where the police just keep riding by because they're scared to get out their car and engage with anybody because the next thing you know, they don't have a job? So, I don't know. I think Finley left an environment over there where the people the soldiers over there, they seem to be almost scared of their own shadow. Not scared, but apprehensive about doing their job because some thugs might get hurt. I'm sorry, I don't care if you get hurt. Okay, I'm just saying, maybe we need to give our police, our law enforcement people. We don't want them to run roughshod now, because they might open up a can of whoop ass on me, and I don't want that to happen. But not me, because I'm always saying, yes sir, no sir, what you want me to do? Bend which way? I'll do it till we get there. I won't pick a fight on the street. Okay, I'm just saying, we might want to. And here's another thing. I think we need to have hand-to-hand combat training in our police departments also. Listen, you shouldn't have to pull a gun all the time. You ought to just be able to open a can of whoop ass on somebody without the gun. Okay, all right. I'm just saying. 860-1440 is the number here. You want to give us a call? What do we do about it? I'm tired of. People are gonna leave, and I got to tell you the truth. For the first time in 30 years since I've been here, I've been thinking about, maybe Millbrook ain't that bad a place to go. Because they were shooting around by my house a couple weeks ago. So I don't know. Good morning. Good morning. I might go. I might. All right.
But anyway, let me say this to you, my brother. All of a sudden now, all this morning, we got to do something now. Something got to happen now. They've been shooting every day. Since the beginning, somebody got shot.
Yeah, that's true.
In Montgomery every day this year. Now, Jim Wright ain't sleep last night, did? That's we're gonna do something now. It's made it to my neighborhood now. Hey, we don't care about shooting up kids. Kevin got the audio. So he shot for 20 minutes.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Played it over and over again and said, what y'all gonna do? Ain't nobody said a word. Nobody said a word. What you heard from Jim Wright then? Did he know you? Did he reference you then?
No, he didn't call a brother. Yeah, he didn't call a brother about that. Yeah.
He called and he made no announcement on television. First thing I woke up this morning, turned over Jim Wright. Damn, Jim Wright.
Yeah. Hey, hold on. Wait, hold on a second. Hold on 1 second. I gotta take my call, and I'll be right back with you. Okay. Good morning. This John.
It is. Good morning, Kevin.
How you doing there, John Williams, Mortgage Corporation of the South? What's on your?
I'm doing great. It's wet up here on top of it. It's raining like cats and dogs out there. How about down in your neck of the woods? It's sun's out there.
Well, since you're so high on the mountain up there, every time it rains up there, it rolls down here.
Oh, I look like that rolling down here. All right. Well, tell you what, guys, let's talk about Mortgage Corporation of the South. I'm talking about the mortgage in Lone Star on top of the mountain in Wetumpka. We're coming up on February. February marks 27 years since the day I opened this company, the doors of this company. 27 years right here in Wetumpka, Alabama, and we're a mortgage and loan center like no other that you've ever encountered anywhere. I know that because the way the company's designed. We can do business with you if you have a home that's paid for or almost paid for, and you have equity in it. You need an equity loan. It doesn't matter whether your credit is perfect or whether your credit is awful. You could have had a bankruptcy, a foreclosure. It doesn't matter. We're there to help you out with that. Tax liens, collections, repossessions. We could go all the way down the whole line. It's just that's what we do. And a lot of people come to us and they get these equity loans in their homes. They use that money to pay off debt, like debt consolidation. A lot of times they use this money for home repairs. And we've got people we can refer to you that do a great job putting on new roofs, fixing fascia boards, soffits, you name it, new driveways, new floor covering. You got it. It's all we got people that do a great job. We can refer them to you just as a courtesy. But get the cash you need and rebuild your credit at the same time. Now let's shift gears. Let's talk about another department we have here. For those of you who have really good credit, well, now's a great time to tap into that equity. You can refinance, get a cash out refinance, take that money and consolidate your debt. The rates are so super low right now. Now is a great time to do it. Also, if you want to buy a home, well, we got you covered on that front as well. FHA, VA, and conventional financing across the board. So bottom line is, the next time you need a mortgage or a loan, hey, look no further than Wetumpka, Alabama. We're right here in your backyard, and I promise you, when you call, we're going to answer the phone. So whether you have perfect credit or not so perfect credit, whether you want to buy a home or refinance one, or even get a loan on your automobile, well, we're just a phone call away. Make your next move your best move. Call MCS. And Kevin's going to give you a real easy number to call, and you don't even have to write it down. Just remember it. It's so easy. Take it away, Mr. Kevin, and we'll talk again soon.
All right, John. And again, it's Mortgage Corporation of the South, all the way on top of the mountain in Wetumpka. You want to give them a call, all you got to do is pick up the phone, 567-9000, 567-9000. And like John always says, make your next move your best move. Mortgage Corporation of the South, NMLS number 232876. Well, I'm getting gilly. Then I'm gonna send you a bill. Anyway, let's go back to, okay, you still there, Charles? Must have lost you, brother. Sorry about that. Good morning. Who's this?
Hey, Kevin,
yeah, I had to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll try to be quick and finish what I was saying. What I'm saying is this, Kevin. You saying you want to open up booklet and all that? That's good for conversation. But we ain't inviting nobody around people about us. We just need to do better. If we do some small things in police, and I continue to say it because I'm going to continue to be right. Nobody has proved me wrong yet. When you drive down the street, you see 1,000 people on the corner. Every sidewalk on the west side of town full of something other than people walking on it. You got gathering everywhere. They drinking, they smoking, they doing everything. The police ride by way. That's simple right there. The start, the turnaround, right there. Now you start dealing with that, the little things. I say again, little things tell you big things about the situation. When you see that going on, then you already, the police already know who it's on. The police don't have no charge. The guys sitting on the corner smoking the blunts and drinking the beer, those the ones got the charge. Now when you start to change that, you'll see the dynamics of the city change. And ain't no need to blame Stephen Reed.
No, he's not to blame. He's but he is right. I'm not right. We're not blaming Stephen Reed, but when you take right. No, it's not good. No, is it? But let me ask you, right? But I must ask you the question then. But he does have a responsibility to calm women, to calm. Yeah, and I'm just saying, and they need to come. He needs to stay in Montgomery more than he leaves town too often. Yeah, we talk about that. No. Yeah, I'm not blaming it. Yeah, I'm not blaming the mayor, but I do blame the mayor. Right. Mm-hmm. Well, I got to tell you. Well, no, but listen. I don't know if we don't need that or not. Because I got to tell you, the rest. That's just me talking. Well, giving out cookies and ice cream didn't help. You know. Yeah. Well. Okay. Yeah. I mean, listen. I don't literally mean open up a company and whip ass, but sometimes it may be necessary. I'm just saying. It's getting to the place now where people are scared to go to their house. You know, around my house, man got killed. Around the corner, I heard at least. I think the guy told me that they got 189 shells. 189. I heard. Listen, I thought it was Beirut or something going on that other day. Okay. I mean, now, unfortunately, they're gone. That group, they moved them out of the neighborhood. I mean, and maybe that's what we need to do. I don't know. Something needs to happen. Our police department has been hamstrung about what they can do. They may hurt somebody's feelings. Some political correctness is taking over most of the police forces in America right now. I'm just telling you, they're not even feared by the crooks anymore. Only people that fear the police right now are the ones who already obey the law. I'm just saying, you know, and I know some things going on down there, and I know we got another police officer and another police chief coming. I think Ms. Rhonda is doing a good job, but evidently we got a man on the scene that's coming to take this job over. Okay, so I'm just saying but this political correctness crap, again, why is it that 98% of all the cities in America have this kind of violence in it are ran by Democrats? Now, it is not the person. It is not the person, I think, that is a Democrat. It is at some philosophical thinking that the world owes you something. You know, and if you don't get it, you happen to be born poor, you happen to be born on the other side of the track. Somehow that we taught these folk, these young folk, well, it's not your fault, but it is your fault. It's your fault. If you can't make money, it's your fault. Anyway, got to take a break. We'll be right back after this.
Forecast on News Radio 1440.
This report is sponsored by Altrua HealthShare. Dial code 250 keyword MyShare.
Yes, you can have top quality health care at an affordable price. Take care of your family's health by learning more about Altrua HealthShare. Dial pound 250 on your cell phone and say MyShare to learn more. That's pound 250 and MyShare.
Rain this morning becoming lighter and scattered as we head toward lunchtime and into the early afternoon. Rain showers could linger into the early afternoon, especially south of Montgomery. Otherwise, it stays overcast, gloomy, and dreary today with temperatures in the 50s this morning, falling into the 40s throughout the day. It will be a little breezy as well. Tonight, mountains in the low 30s. Can't rule out a shower, but a lot of it will dry. Cloudy again tomorrow, 40s for highs. Slight chance of a shower south. That's your first alert forecast. I'm meteorologist Tyler Seabury for News Radio 1440.
Montgomery Skywatch traffic brought to you by Brubaker Motors. It's better at Brubaker on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, Montgomery. Right now, things are looking pretty good. Nothing's been reported recently that would send anyone on an alternate route. Latest accident reported in Monticello at East Boulevard. Military veterans let MCS lower the interest rate on your VA home mortgage. No appraisal or income verification needed. 1 hour approval and fast closing. Call MCS in Wetumpka, 567-9000, NMLS 232-876. Buckle up, it's the law. For Montgomery Skywatch traffic, this is Major Delay.
Selecting the best choice of tires can be confusing with all the brands and options available. Trust the #1 rated tire pros in Montgomery at Chico's Auto Pros for your tire needs.
Now that we're getting back to normal, let's get our kids the academic support they need too. Whether you can tutor, mentor, or just have a little time to serve in your community, GetReadySet.org can match you up with a student in your community that suits your talents and time.
Get more information about Ready, Set, and Project Shine on our website, newsradio1440.com.
It's a brand new year, and it's time to reevaluate your budget, vendors, partnerships, and the health of your building. Is your building as clean and healthy as you want it to be? Do you know what clean is? Do you know what a healthy building is? We do. We're Janie King, the king of clean, and we've been cleaning and disinfecting the Gulf Coast for over 30 years. We clean over 50 million square feet every night. Janie King Gulf Coast currently cleans over 4,000 businesses, buildings, hospitals, offices, and venues with a 99.99% customer satisfaction success rate. Plus, our average customer retention rate is 8 years. Now, we want to help you. For your clean and healthy building, choose Janie King, the king of clean, today. Go to JanieKingCleans.com. That's JanieKingCleans.com today for a cleaner office tomorrow.
Janie King.
Well, I attended because my father stopped smoking with hypnosis. Hypnosis eliminated my desire for soda and fast food, made me want to exercise, and I lost 60 pounds in 6 months. My energy level exploded. I went to another session to deal with some other problem foods, and I lost another 10 pounds. In fact, I brought my husband. He lost weight. More important, cholesterol and blood pressure improved. My friend went, and she lost 20 pounds in the first 2 months. So does Mark Patrick hypnosis work? Oh yeah, it works. Nothing has changed my life more. Well, except maybe my husband. He's so proud of me. Makes me cry.
Oh my, that's touching. What are you waiting for? Join Mark Patrick Seminars and lose weight or stop smoking guaranteed for only $49.99. That's right. Weight loss seminar Saturday, January 22nd at the Hilton Garden Inn Hotel at Montgomery. Time is 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Registration begins at 10:30 a.m. Stop smoking seminar starts at 2 p.m.
Registration starts at 1. GiveMeTheVin.com has a 5-star Better Business Bureau rating. I'm extremely proud of this when all of my competitors, the big 3 in the country, are 1 star. There's a reason we have 5 stars, because we take care of you, and we are the home of no seller's remorse. Top money, quick transaction. Go to GiveMeTheVin.com, get your quote, we back up. GiveMeTheVin.com, America's best car buy. Sell up your car. GiveMeTheVin.com.
It's Vin with Just Blinds and Profit. Ironically, our name is Just Blinds, but we offer so much more than window treatments than just blinds. Well, I know our name may be a little bit confusing, but we really do offer more than just blinds. Visit our website at gojustblinds.com, and there you'll find the latest in American-made quality blinds, shutters, drapery, curtains, shades, and the latest in motorization and tech options. Better yet, visit our showroom in Prattville and take advantage of in-store free professional design help. Come see us today.
They are the two sexiest fat men alive. Ready to rock. And you can hear Rick and Bubba on News Radio 1440, beginning at 9 a.m. Depend on it.
Okay. All right. We're back. Go to the phones right now. Let me see, who's this? I'm fine.
We're not racist at all now, and we're going to talk about race, okay? But first of all, with you, why you guys spreading fake news? Talking about somebody got shot out there in this somewhere in Montgomery, East Montgomery. Why y'all spreading fake news? Because that happens over there.
Yeah, I hear you, brother. I hear you. Okay, what about it? Yeah. Right. Well, there. No. Oh, wait a minute. Now, let me ask. There are some things about this case that is not generally known to the public, which is why I'm not really. Which is why. Right. Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, whatever. I don't know. Yeah. 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 Well, again, the circumstances that surround this case, I understand why he got. Well, yes, it does. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Yeah. See, you don't know everything. Like me, if you were me, if right. Not much. It's a right. It's a shame that, but there's some issues around this case that that is not well known to the public. Well, let me. Okay. Well, again, I don't make the rules. Well, he won't make it out of the win late if he shoots somebody out there, so we ain't worried about it. Okay, because everybody out there got a gun. I ain't mad at them either for having one. Appreciate it. Good morning. Who's this? All righty then. Good morning. Not much.
Listen, here's my theory regarding the matter. I feel like every elected official in the state of Alabama, black and white, should unite together and get this law moving itself. So you're talking about it, that's good. I talked about it, my wife Bree talked about it. The bottom line is simple. We got 4 black city councils. They're supposed to be going on the TV, the radio, etc., crying out about this. You got your main man of Hatch up there, now he's in the Senate. Have you heard anything? No, see, the bottom line is simple. Until these people got authority, feel like the way you do and I do, we'll see a change. Now, what me and Bernice recommend, Everybody needs a damn gun in their pocket. So somebody shoot you, you might not die, you're able to shoot back. Most people get shot, they don't have any weapons on them. The bad guy got the weapon.
Well, the bad guy got to it, yeah.
To deal with this situation, somebody shoot you, hopefully you can get a shot back.
Yeah.
I want this place to be damn Dodge City.
Well, I don't want it to be Dodge City, but I have changed my mind. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I hear you, brother. We got enough hot lead going around. However, I have changed my mind about the whole gun scenario that Sheriff Cunningham is against. I'm with. Okay, let me see if I can articulate this. I don't want to see everybody walking around with a gun on their side. I don't want to see that. Somebody comes along, steal your gun, now you got a gun that's going on. But here's what I think the happy medium is this. If an individual citizen wants to have a concealed weapon, he ought not have to pay for the concealed weapons permit. It ought to be free. Now we get two things that I'm not good for. I don't want to keep a database on people who own guns. I don't. But obviously, extraordinary circumstances call for extraordinary things to quell them. I believe that anybody who wants to carry a concealed weapon should be able to get one without paying. As long as you otherwise and I'm not, listen, I don't have a problem with felons who were once convicted having their own weapon. It don't bother me. As a matter of fact, as long as you're off paper, as long as you've done your penance, as long as you have completed your sentence, I think all your rights should be given back to you automatically. But just because you've been to jail for some stupid stuff that you did when you were young doesn't mean you don't have a right to protect your life. So I think I don't want everybody walking around with a gun on their side, but I believe that if you want a concealed weapon permit, it ought to be free. Therefore, the old crook don't know who got a gun. See, he don't know. He don't know if everybody behind him and in front of him got a gun. See, if you want to carry one, I think that's the happy medium. But you got to come down. You can't be on paper. In my mind, you can't be on probation or parole. Until you rectify that situation, then you have to give up. You got to pay penance, and paying your penance is parole or probation, whatever the case may be. Does anybody totally disagree with that? 860-1440. Does anybody disagree? I think if you want a concealed weapons permit, it ought not, since you do have the right to bear arms by the Constitution of the United States of America, that so many people have went in harm's way to protect. If they want a concealed weapons permit, it ought not cost them anything, but it serves two purposes. It means we know you got one, but the crook don't know you got one. Okay, that's the way I'm looking at it. For or against that, I don't know. Give me a call. Good morning. I think he was being sarcastic. Yeah, he was being sarcastic. Yeah, okay. Yeah. All right. Appreciate it. Good morning. All right. Anyway, that's Ed again, as usual. Okay. Ed, I am going to ban you. I'm about tired of you now. I've been trying to be nice. I'm about tired of you. I'm about tired of you. You're getting on my nerve. Okay? You're getting on my nerve. And my nerves, it takes a lot to get on my nerves. I mean, really, it really does. I mean, they call me handkerchief head and all these things. That don't bother me. They call me sellout. That don't bother me. But Ed, you getting on my nerve. Okay? You really, yeah. Ed, what you don't understand, everybody does not have to believe what you believe. We don't. We don't have to believe what you believe. Okay. But you keep believing what you believe, I'll believe what I believe in, and we'll just be at peace for that. As a matter of fact, somewhere in the Bible on Sunday we were talking about making a good man fall. You are sinning when you impede people's progress. Because right now that crap you keep talking about every day, the same old crap, insulting people with the Bible. You just, it ain't making your case. Good morning. Well, if I got no. If I got to guess, well, now Ed is a hypocrite. No, he is condescending in his remarks. If he knows what that means, he's condescending and he's hypocritical. And I'm about tired of him. Yeah. Yeah, but 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 I don't personally call you an idiot. I mean, I call you a fool all the time. You know, call me the devil. Wait a minute, call me. Yeah, and I didn't. I've never said that there's no God. My lips can't even say that. Yeah. No. Ain't no assuming, brother. It ain't no assuming. Because I told him that I don't believe a man can love God. That's my belief. I just don't believe they have the capacity. That's me. That don't talk for. He doesn't speak for all men. I'm telling you, looking at our world today, and that's fine. But then he wants to turn around and call me. That's an interesting question because the word itself has been interpreted. I believe God is absolutely true. Which Bible? I mean, which Bible we're talking about? Well, I use the sense and the spirit that's within me to discern something that I think is crazy and I think is true. Well, it depends on the Bible. I believe there are issues in the Bible sometimes that seem to contradict themselves. Well, I believe the truth is absolute. Well, it depends on who wrote it. Well, I normally won't read. I normally won't read things that I don't believe. You know what I'm saying? I believe. Put it this way. I believe all the principles. No. Right. No. I believe that all the principles of the Bible are absolute. Okay. Whether or not the words, the way they are been translated and transliterated, I'm not sure. But I believe that all the principles are absolutely true. Oh, that's true. Hey, listen. Right. I ain't trying to figure out God, but wait a minute. But if we do have a Bible, we're supposed to be able to understand it, or else it does us no good. Yeah. Amen. Okay. Mm-hmm. Right. Okay. I'm with you. Did not right, but did not man give us the Bible? They didn't. Who wrote it? Who wrote it? And who put it together? Yeah. Okay. Well, I realize that. I know that. Right. We have. Right. Okay. How long did it take to write the Bible? Right. How long did it take to write? What amount of years? Okay. Well, I'm not getting. I believe the truth is the truth. Mm-hmm. But it's not it is not God that I am worried about. I'm worried about the people who say they interpret it, who say that they know everything that it means. Then there's the Quran. Is the Quran wrong? Let me ask you something. Is the Quran wrong? Okay. Yeah. Okay. And I don't. I just use. I think God gave us common sense and intelligent. If in fact we get saved by what John 3:16 says, yes. Mhm. Right, right, right. And I ain't trying to figure it out. Yeah, I'm not trying to figure it out. But the word truth means what is real. And sometimes okay. All right. All right, appreciate it. Let me take a break and we'll be back. Mr. Ed is condescending. He's a hypocrite. I'm beginning not to like it. Okay? I'm beginning not to like it. And you can count the people on one hand through my whole life that I don't like. All right, let me take this one call. We'll take a break after this. Good morning. All right, lost that one. Good morning. Who's this? Yeah. See, I try to give him a break, and I try to. Yeah. 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 He don't. So I mean, I just hey, let's take a break, and we'll be back after this.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com. Need new hires in the new year? You need Indeed to help find your next hire. When you sponsor a post, you get a list of quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Rain this morning becoming lighter and scattered as we head toward lunchtime and into the early afternoon. Rain showers could linger into the early afternoon, especially south of Montgomery. Otherwise, it stays overcast, gloomy, and dreary today with temperatures in the 50s this morning. Falling into the 40s throughout the day. It will be a little breezy as well. Tonight, down into the low 30s. Can't rule out a shower, but a lot of it will dry. Cloudy again tomorrow. 40s for highs. A slight chance of a shower. That's your first alert forecast. I'm meteorologist Tyler Seaweed for News Radio 1440.
Montgomery Skywatch traffic brought to you by Brubaker Motors. It's better at Brubaker on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, Montgomery. Taylor Road at Vaughn. We've got an accident reported there. 85 southbound to 65 southbound. We've got an accident there at the flyover ramp. So please use caution. They're trying to retrieve this vehicle now. One lane is open, but traffic is backed up 85 south to 65 south. Medical billing and coding and pharmacy technician classes start February 7th. Trinity State. Call 420-4240. Trinity State, the college for real careers. Buckle up. It's the law from Montgomery Skywatch traffic. This is Baker Delay.
Selecting the best choice of tires can be confusing with all the brands and options available. Trust the #1 rated tire pros in Montgomery at Chico's Auto Pros for your tire needs.
Did you know the older your furnace gets, the likelier it is for carbon monoxide to leak into your home or any furnace over 10 years old? It's of utmost importance to have it checked annually. Bill Bradley Services technicians are equipped with top-of-the-line CO detectors that will guarantee no carbon monoxide is seeping into your home. They will also check each aspect of your furnace to ensure it's operating at max efficiency, which will save you money down the road. Only $64.95 for guaranteed peace of mind.
Sometimes you need things done around your house or land that your lawnmower or weed eater just can't handle. That's when you call Prattville Farm Center. They bring their own crew and equipment and clear whatever you need. They say no job is too small. I've been going to Prattville Farm Center for years, and I like dealing with hometown folks. They get the job done right and get it done quickly. If you have land that needs clearing, call Randy at Prattville Farm Center on South Memorial Drive in Prattville. Call 365-5400.
Mark Patrick
Seminars is coming to Montgomery this Saturday for one day only. Here, Mark talks about how hypnosis works.
And that image, if we have an image of a non-smoker, we attract non-smoker behaviors and beliefs. If we have an image of a smoker, we attract the habits of a smoker. If we have the image of a person who is overweight, we live up to those expectations. So one of the things we focus on with our programs is this, is we work on, at the subconscious level, the image or snapshot of yourself. If you have a healthy image, you attract healthy habits. We work on under hypnosis, taking the pleasure association out for smokers that they have for smoking, putting back in what they already know consciously that it's a filthy, disgusting habit. And guess what? They want to do these things instead of feel like they have to do them.
Don't miss Mark Patrick Seminars this Saturday at the Hilton Garden Inn Hotel. For more information, go to markpatrickseminars.com.
Ever have questions about your prescriptions, even in the middle of the night? Well, Walgreens now
I know.
24/7. So you can ask an expert about things like the correct dosage of your medications or possible side effects. Speaking of side effects, a side effect of getting your questions answered at 2 a.m.? Sleeping much easier the next 6 hours. Try Pharmacy Chat today or tonight, online or on the Walgreens app. Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
Here's some great news. If you missed the deadline to sign up for health insurance, or if, like a lot of people, you just have a plan you're not happy with, you still have a choice. It's called MediShare. It's a Christian healthcare sharing program. There are more than 400,000 members now, and they love it. In fact, MediShare has double the customer satisfaction rate compared to that of health insurance. And MediShare really is the gold standard when it comes to healthcare sharing. It's been around more than 25 years. Members have shared more than $4 billion of each other's medical bills. Plus, MediShare is for you. It has saved its members billions by advocating on their behalf. Best of all, the typical savings for a family is around $6,000 a year. So if you think you're stuck with a high-cost health plan that doesn't have much to offer, think again. MediShare has a 98% customer satisfaction rating, and you are invited to be part of it. Call now, 844-53-BIBLE. That's 844-53-BIBLE, 844-53.
He is the voice of the conservative millennium, The Ben Shapiro Show.
They're not going to be willing to keep the government shut down.
Today at 3 p.m. on News Radio 1440.
And welcome back. Welcome. I love this song. Jennifer Hudson, as a matter of fact, put this out. First of all, let me give you a little public service announcement today. Since everybody think I'm against the church, and I'm not. But it is called the Super Bowl of Revivals. And it's going to take place on the 27th day of January, 2022. I guess that's, I don't know what day of week that is. It's going to be at 201 East Fleming. I believe that is, I'm trying to figure out, I believe is that Kyle Cersei's church? I believe it's with, anyway, some of the people are going to be preaching that day. It's going to be Pastor Jamel Tolliver, Associate Pastor Elder William Boyd, Thomas Jordan, Lee B. Walker, as a matter of fact, Courtney Meadows, Alfonso Pearson, Jamel Brown, and Freddie Hodrick, or something like that. Anyway, it's going to be at 201 East Fleming Road, Montgomery, from 6 until. And that's a good thing to put on there because you never know when you go into church what time you're going to get out. But anyway, that's something. It's called the Super Bowl of Revival. I might have to peek my head in there for a minute. Anyway, the theme is going to be practicing what you preach. I think we can all learn something on that one. 860-1440 is the number you want to give us a call. Let me talk to you. I think 201 East Fleming, that used to be Cal Cersei Church, I think that's where, anyway, the Carmichael Center, I think is what it used to be. Good morning, who's this? Oop, lost him. All right. Oh, yeah. Good morning. Okay. Yeah, just wait till I get my new phone in. See, I have that caller ID, and I'm called the police on you. harassing communication. Oh yeah, you got all kind of laws. We got laws that you don't even know about. Okay, I'm gonna come put you in jail or something. Anyway, 860-1440. Well, actually, I'm not that big of a wuss. I wouldn't call the police on you, but I would. You know, it's okay. It's down the road from the former Carmichael Center. Okay, good. We'll have more about it between 9 and 27th. But it's called the Super Bowl of Revivals. All right then, that's what I'm talking about. Good morning. Who's this? Yeah. Yeah. That's right. I'm with you. Right, and I'm finna make him stick. See, I don't want to do that because he's an older guy, you know, and you know, you gotta honor your elders. He's a little older than I am, so I'm trying to do that. But you know what? Respect is a two-way street. You got to give it in order to get something. Okay. Well, most of the time, anyway. But anyway, that's a whole different ball game. Good morning. Who's this? I don't know. They'll be in jail. Well, I'm trying to figure out why they're so hard on it. What's the Proud Boys done that? That's what I thought. Yeah. Well, brother, I don't get it. Right. Well, Biden was confused. So, yeah, no doubt you were confused. He was confused too. Yeah. Vice President. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah. All right. You appreciate it. I got time to take one more. Good morning. Who's this? Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Right. Well, citizens can make citizens arrest too. Well, again, but there you go. Think the government is this big entity. The government is us. Yeah. Well, they sure didn't do a good. They didn't do a good job on January. Oh, yeah. Wait a minute. Even what makes them prejudice? What makes them prejudice? And what is there? And what? Well, okay. Well, for what? Well, you know, I can't tell you. I can't tell you everything. Listen, I gotta run. Good morning, on there. All right, I guess it's over. I don't know much about the Proud Boys. I haven't heard anything that was bad about them except they're patriots, from what I can tell. But anyway, that's a whole different story. Oh man. Yes.
You know, you gave a platform to this Proud Boy wannabe, the same group that President Trump told to stand down, stand by. And you saw what that.
And what was wrong with saying that? I mean, seriously, what was wrong with just saying that?
All of that builds a narrative for what happens in January.
I think that's what. And what did they do that was wrong?
I put it this way: people smarter than me and you
right.
Prosecuted and put him in jail.
hey, you can prosecute. Wait a minute. You can prosecute anybody for a ham sandwich. Tell me what they did that was un-American. Nobody has been charged with surrection, so that's a lie. Oh, okay. Trespassing. Trespass. Let me get. Hey, you got 30 seconds, real quick. Only when I have to. Yeah, I saw. Yeah. I did see that. Right. I did. I did see that. I got you. It's time for me to go. It's time for me to go. My time is up. Hopefully not forever, but it's up right now. Tomorrow we're gonna talk a little bit about what happened at this school superintendent search meeting. Bye.
Good morning, I'm Jasmine Williams with WSFA 12 News. Here's what's happening this Thursday. Starting with the latest pandemic news this morning, the latest COVID-19 surge continues and the state of Alabama is running out of ICU beds. At last check, according to data, only 7%.
If you're a Democrat, you don't like patriotism, even though you benefit from it. Okay.
Violence continues in the capital city after a shooting happened Wednesday in daylight at the Walmart on Chantilly Parkway. Montgomery police say a woman her injuries are widespread. The first day of the special session is in the books. Lawmakers are focusing on what to do with the remaining funds from the American Rescue Plan. Leaders spent much of the day hearing from different state agencies explaining why they need the money. I'm Jasmine Williams with WSFA 12 News, and these are your morning headlines.
News Radio 1440 is WLWI AM and 95.1 HD3 FM of Montgomery, a Cumulus Media.
This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. President Biden is marking his first day in office with a major legislative defeat. Last night, Senate Republicans, joined by 2 Democrats, voted against temporarily changing the filibuster to pass a voting rights bill. CBS's Scott McFarland is on Capitol Hill.
One of the holdouts, West Virginia's Joe Manchin.
Eliminating the filibuster would be the easy way out. It wasn't meant to be easy.
The proposed voting legislation would have allowed for early voting and no excuse mail-in voting nationwide, and it would have made Election Day a federal holiday.
Just in from the White House, officials say if Russia moves military troops into Ukraine, it will be considered an invasion and the U.S. will respond. The administration says the U.S. will work in lockstep with Ukraine. European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen promises massive economic and financial sanctions.
The European Union is by far Russia's biggest trading partner and by far the largest investor. And yes, this trading relationship is important to